Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. They rock the Nasra network. That Beagle's cracking them up. Never turn right. Go, baby, go. Don't you curse tonight. As a Brady, the boss man is lessening. Oh dear, let's go racing. Cody not with all the graphics. Jeff Merck pulling all the facial reactions. Jordan is spoken like DD for real AC and a wide trade. And we're gonna have fun right now in this moment. Let's race, let's race. Let's green light and go. Let's enjoy the race. Like and subscribe. So to see the unicorn that Murph and magically make. Don't you believe in unicorns? Do we want Barney? Barney, it's time to wave the flag. Green flag. Go black, go, go, go. What do you want or
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Network. Good evening, folks. What I missed? Thank you, Dean. Thank you very much. Anyway, I got you, buddy. I got you, buddy. Anyway, good evening, folks. I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves. Obviously, the Australian Dean Hop the Biggles producing here this evening. And then we got Morgan Cook and also Wesley Outland. All of us up here in the booth. And Morgan, how you been this week, buddy? Obviously, we talked about Talladega last week and everything. How you been this week, bud?
Looking forward to Bristol. Just like last week at Talladega, I am excited to see some trucks on the racetrack here. Beautiful racetrack in Thunder Valley, Bristol, Tennessee. Multi-groove. Should be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, it really should. And Wesley, how you doing, buddy? Obviously, we just got through with a little bit of Phoenix Monday night. And it kind of turned into a little bit of a haywire show, and then all of a sudden now we're coming to Bristol, which could get even worse.
Yeah, we had Phoenix Monday night and last night, for that matter, with another sanctioning body. But, yeah, man, the NASRA Cups Truck Series ready to roll into the last great Coliseum. Obviously, the field is set. I'm understanding there's close to 40 trucks ready to take on this banking of 24 to 28 degrees in the concrete. It should be a really fun race here at the half mile at Bristol. Let's get it started.
Absolutely. This will be fun up front. Starting on the pole is going to be Holden McGill, the 33. Robbie Richards, he has won here at Bristol, here in NASRA, knows how to get it done. He'll be starting in the second spot. Isaac Bevan's going to start third. Luke Smith will start in the fourth spot. Jeff Merck won the championship for the NASRA Cup Series Wednesday night. He will start in P5. Looks like he's actually going to go to the back for EOL. Tiny Horse Rod Johnson's going to start P6. Tristan Bruce is going to start P7. MDW will start in P8. Matt Cherry will start in P9. And Adam Newton starts P10. Nick Succo, Brandon Broadfoot, the top 12 to you, Morgan.
13th to be Devin Painter. 14th, Keith Bradley. All right, Dustin Scruggs is 15th. 16th is Adam Newbert. 17th, Jose Luis Rivera. 18th, Huck Wigginton. 19th is Michael Kostick. And 20th is Thomas Kohick. Over to US.
And Nate Maurer is going to start 21st. Lucas Lyons will start 22nd. Ed Osborne, 23rd. Keith Haney, 24th. Brad Chew, 25th. We'll go through these really quickly because these pace laps is fixing to be literally down to 0. Shane Trotter, 26th. Chris Blanchard, 27th. Matthew Montgomery, Buzzy Mongold, Dylan Cardenas, the top 30. Then you got Matthew Cummins, Jeffrey Sickles back there at 32nd. Raul Meza, 33rd. And right behind them, Jordan Durasic, Jonathan Cofield, David Flanagan, Matthew Lee, John Freeman, Stephen Thomas, Kyle Hess, James Beard, Brandon Yu, Dane Hagan, Eric Zimmerman. We're all the way back there with Cody Knight, TJ Moore, the race director. I felt like I was obviously an auctioneer there for a second, guys, but here we go. Looks like they're getting double fouled up and waiting to get this bad boy underway. Pace lights is off. Working their way right now through, I believe this is 3 and 4. I get crossed up a little bit sometimes when we come here to Bristol. And they was going through 3 and 4, but truck stays out there. Wesley, who are we thinking about is going to win here tonight at Bristol? Who's your pick?
Man, I'm telling you, you got a stacked field of drivers all through the ages of the C.O.P.S Truck Series ready to roll here, man. Honestly, I really can't tell you. Don't put me on the spot right now. Check in with me around halfway, and I might be able to give you an answer. Morgan, what are you thinking you're going to keep an eye on in your season 12 or season 10 race 2 debut with the C.O.P.S Trucks? But who you watching?
I like Jeff Merck. We talked to him last week. Was fast at Talladega, fast here in practice and in qualifying. Keep my eye on the 60 here tonight. But again, ask me at 274. I'll have a better answer for you.
I love it. 75, 150, 275 total laps here tonight. 3 sets of tires, 75% fuel capacity in the evening, and could end up going through all kinds of green, white checkers here tonight. Green flag in the air. McGill fires away. Richards, he is up on the top side. He's got Bevan down on his inside trying to battle with him. Everybody working their way through. That's actually Tristan Bruce to the inside of Robbie Richards. McGill leads.
So the green flag just fell in the final stage of the truck race at Bristol. We dropped the green flag in the start of things here for the C.O.P.S Truck Series. Holden McGill leads the way. Richards back to second. Bruce third, Morgan, as they work their way in 2.
And we're single file here for the first 7 or 8 trucks, then double back in the 9th or 8th position, somewhere in there. We've got a car backing up here on the bottom. It's the 20 machine. It's going to be a high groove all night tonight. Caution already out on the Speedway.
And one thing about that right there is we do see our very first Surf Pro caution out tonight. Whoa, big stack up back here. Keith Haney at 87. Looked like he went around. Possibly Jeff Merck in the 60 might have went around as well. Let's take a look right here on the Points Poppers Instant Replay. See what happens right here. There's Haney in the 87. Looked like he tried to shoot 3 wide right here. Shoots through right here. Let's see kind of what is happening. And, well, I'm not 100% on exactly what is up with this, but now we see a little bit of extra stack up right here. One thing about this, though, that I do want to say, I believe it might have been around the Jeff Merck deal, give or take somewhere in that range. But, guys, we were talking about this, Morgan, we were talking about this whole deal with, we heard it was 1 EOL or 1 self-spin, and you're busted. You're straight up out of this thing. And right there you see Keith Haney right there ends up initiating some contact right there. He could be
he got into Zimmerman there.
He's going to get out. Yeah.
Jacob, he got into Zimmerman. Here you go. And then obviously you see everybody, get stacked up from there. And then it's an accordion effect of everybody just slamming on the brakes. It happened in the corner in 2. And then everybody on the binders as we look on replay with Haney's truck.
Yeah, I've seen throughout practice and qualifying, the track has a lot of grip. It's only in the 60s for temps on track, but once it gets sideways, it's very difficult to save. We saw that there. The 87 got the apron just a little bit, washed up the racetrack, and caused the caution there.
Yeah, I mean, and, like I was... Go ahead, Wes.
No, Jacob, I was going to say, and something that we literally just got dropped in our lap before we came live on the air in mere moments, and I love the fact that they're enforcing it for Nazareth, especially after the shenanigans we've seen in the past at Bristol or Martinsville or even Bristol Wreckfest that we see at Richmond or Martinsville, but Bristol here as well. And that is the fact that they are enforcing with the race director TJ Moore that if you're involved in an accident, if it's a self-spin or an EOL, you're automatically disqualified. You got to think about it here, Jacob. You got 40-plus trucks on this track right here tonight. That will certainly trim it. If you get and make hiccups or cause problems for others, I love the fact that they're going to enforce this and make you have to, go to the garage area, because if there's a race going on and you're causing problems and you're not in it, the best thing to do is to get off the track.
And I think that's exactly what happened right there with Keith Haney. I mean, they are straight up enforcing it right now. Haney is gone. He just manually disconnected from the servers. So, yeah, they are straight up enforcing this, and this is gonna really clean it up, trim the fat, if you will. Here tonight at Bristol, down south, how we love it. Holden McGill fires away. Robbie Richards up on the top side. Tristan Bruce gets a run down on the bottom side. Morgan Cook, Tristan Bruce on a charge from 7th all the way up to 2nd.
Slid up in front of Robert Richards. He's able to take the 2nd spot away. Here he goes after the leader. He's going to roll the high side here into the corner. Is he going to get the momentum off the corner? I think he will. Might have a new leader when we send it back to Wes.
Really good solid run right now for that truck up on the high side. That's Bruce up top, McGill to the bottom. Richards and Woodwatch on with Johnson also in that mix. Top 5, throw a blanket over him for the lead there as they work the back straightaway.
Yeah, Tristan able to fire away. Here comes Richards up on the top side, right to his inside. Holden McGill right behind him. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson up here in this mix as well. MDW trying to follow suit. Latch on behind Holden McGill. Like he said, throw a blanket over all 5 of them, but don't count out the Bulldog. Adam Newton up 4 spots, sitting up in that 6th spot as well.
Don't count the 19, but also not the 83 or the 99. They are also right there should anything happen. All these cars about a second apart here on the racetrack. Battle for the 8th position, battle for the 2nd position, battle for the 5th position. They're side by side everywhere here at Bristol.
Yeah, Richards and Johnson have a little side-by-side moment as they flash across the start-finish line. Back up the banking into turn number 1 and 2. Again, this racetrack offers great banking, as we mentioned, between 24 to 28 degrees of concrete racing surface as they thunder off 4.
Yeah, I mean, they are doing a fantastic job right there. Obviously, the progressive banking can run on the bottom, can run on the top, however you want to look at it. Richards now back here in a side-by-side battle with Holden McGill trying to hold down that 4th spot. He will get that run, and he will jump right by him. So Bump Richards to hold up there in the 4th spot. And one thing about this also, Morgan, I'm also checking out right here. You look all the way down the 44th spot, Chris Blanchard back here. Usually we would see him be getting a little bit aggressive, trying to get up there and mix it up with the top 10. Right now, he's back there kind of just riding in the back. He's staying out of all the mess because he don't want to end up getting an EOL or getting a self-spin. He's kind of staying out of all the trouble right here.
Keeping the nose clean will be the name of the game tonight. The only problem with that, he is almost going a lap down. He's over 14 seconds behind. We're only turning 15-second laps, folks. He better get a move on if he doesn't want to go a lap down early in this race.
And while that goes on, Johnson will put his truck to the bottom of the racetrack, guys. He's leading the way, but he's already caught up with tail end traffic. Moves up high, the number 2 machine, clear a path. He'll clear to the outside lane. Now he'll make his way around some more trucks as Johnson leads, but it's mired by lap traffic in 3.
Yeah, and we just mentioned Chris Blanchard. There you see Cody Knott right there. He is the last truck on the lead lap for the moment. Caution is out. Raul Meza in the 37. You may as well go ahead and just kick him to the curbside. I'm sure that will be on him. He will get the EOL, and Mr. Raul Meza will get sent packing. Or did he get sent into the wall? We'll find out right here. See what happens. Jeff Mark right behind him. Maybe some contact. Mark might have sent him right there, Morgan.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
He did get his shot in the back from the 60, although I think you could probably carry on for the 37. Came to a stop here on the exit of turn 2, and that's what the caution flew for. That's going to be a tough one for race control.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one we're going to have to take a look and let them guys decide for. Glad we're not making that decision. Raul Meza, again, the man in the 37 Surf Pro entry. He did get a shot in the left rear from the contact of Merck. Then he slammed into the safer barrier in front of me, and then he obviously stopped on the racetrack. Part of me wants to think, Jacob, maybe he could have kept going because as soon as the caution fell, the 37 rolled along. Might be the cause of that accident there.
Yeah, that's basically going to be a coin flip, I guess you could say, between the 60 and the 37. Ryan Johnson, Tiny Horse, up here. He leads, folks. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Let you hear from some of our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Bristol.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Folks, we're back here at Bristol. Looks like we're getting doubled up for a restart. Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, Tristan Bruce up here. MDW, Matthew David Wood, Robbie Richards, Holden McGill, the top five. Adam Newton, Devin Painter, Matt Cherry, Luke Smith, and Adam Newbert in the number 4. Started 16th. He is all the way up to 10th. We've had 2 cautions. We ran 23 laps. We'll see if we can clean it up and get going. Tiny Horse gets on the gas. He is gone. He's going to try to bring MDW with him through 1 and 2, but Bruce is going to get a run on the outside.
So easy to get that run off the top when you start on the outside, and the 3 is there, just like he was on that previous run, but MDW is holding tough on the bottom. The battle for second surges on.
Watching all this happen again as they work their way back down the back straightaway. Johnson under attack now. Here comes MDW. Wood to the inside. Bruce watches on. He goes high. He goes low. He doesn't know as they rival back to 1.
Yeah, MDW really good here at Bristol and knows how to get it done, but Tiny Horse is no slouch either. Side by side, door to door, going through 3 and 4. Tiny Horse is going to get the run. He'll get the advantage. Tiny Horse able to jump back up front, but Wood is not giving up right behind him.
The battle for the lead is great. The battle for 20th is unbelievable. We got a bunch of cars under a blanket here. They're side by side. They're stacked up. They're almost 3 wide through these corners. And by the way, there's my pick, the 60 from the back to the middle. Let's see him at the front here just a little bit.
Watching all that happen is right now David Flanagan, the Jack Shack nightclub entry right there to the bottom of the racetrack. Battles with the mellow yellow colors of the 42 Kyle Petty throwback. All this happens as Jeff Burke is mired in all that. Former C.O.P.S champion and reigning first-time NASCAR Cup champion in that snakes patch off of turn 2 heading to 3.
Yeah, I mean, he is right up in a bad spot right here. You see him right there, Huck Wigginton, 00, little bumper tag, trying to get Huck to maybe ease on, and there you see the Jack Shack. Obviously a cool nightclub. May end up having Grandpappy's Moonshine there. We may have to check out that nightclub, see what they got going on. But Mark up top trying to get Wigginton to ease on. But I'm telling you, that outside lane is straight up getting bypassed right now. 42, John Freeman, the new man from last week at Talladega, he's on the move.
This is a great example of why it's so frustrating to run Bristol Motor Speedway. You have a fast truck. You can get to the front, but the guy in front of you will not go, and you can't get around him. You can't go to the bottom. You can't go 3 wide because you'll wreck everyone. What are you going to do? You give him a shot. How do you do? And you go around him when the lane clears.
No, you're exactly right. And of course, patience has to also come to mind, even though you're on a half-mile short track like Bristol. Got to find a way to methodically pick them off one by one. Johnson now, Cofield on board right now in the top 10. All this happening as they work their way back into the turn.
Yeah, I mean, Cofield looking like he's going to be pretty decent here tonight. A couple of others we're hearing off of 3 and 4 hitting the fence. Some of them hitting the wall off 1 and 2. Morgan, me and you, we've raced here before. We know, obviously, I mean, these turns, they look the same, but they are not the same. They look the same, feel the same, but they are not the same. You can straight up T-bone that wall through 1 and 2 and straight up ease up and also hit it in 3 and 4 as well. Very, very different turns.
Yeah, calling what I do here racing is a little bit ambitious. It's more like floundering on 4 wheels. But you're absolutely right. Turns 1 and 2, much wider radius. Turns 3 and 4, much tighter radius. And you can't quite see it from on the racetrack, but you can feel it when you knock that wall down off of turn 4 every time.
And you know, Morgan, when you talk about the banking, 24 to 28 degrees of banking, and we got one sideways trouble up into the outside wall. That's Keith Bradley's trouble. Turning northbound in a southbound lane, the Indy Race Parts Toyota up against the safer barrier. Everybody else to the bottom of the racetrack. Caution out now, Jacob, for the 3rd time here at Bristol.
Yeah, and we hate to see that right there for the animal, Keith Bradley, and see kind of what happens right here. Let's see if he got tagged or if he came down or, you know, what happened. I would certainly think that Keith Bradley wouldn't just self-clear himself. We'll see kind of what happens right here. He just rolls down on the bottom side. 14 just backs up, gets him in the left rear, and then bam, he ends up getting T-boned by the 31. Ends up getting T-boned by that 31. I'm trying to look see what the number is on that 31. Looking, still don't see it. But anyway, 31 out there, T-bones him, and Bradley goes around. And Morgan, I don't think that's on Bradley right there. That's got to be on the 14 being as slow as he was and went down and then drifted back up. Bradley ain't expecting him to come back up.
Yeah, one of the other difficulties of Bristol Motor Speedway, you can't hide if you're a lap truck. We're going to see it here, a great chase shot. Goes down to the bottom, 14's on the apron, and just could have given him a little bit more room, probably, but also expected to probably clear that 14 machine as it went into the corner. And, of course, contact is made. One truck's in the wall. One truck's probably going to grab an EOL here.
Yeah, Mauer's truck at the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like he'll come back down and try to join everybody else. Another thing that's very unique about this racetrack, Jacob Reeves, is the pit entry. Some drivers pitting on the front, some are pitting on the back, and that's something obviously that we will definitely be keeping an eye on, and it's all about the entry onto the pit lane we'll keep to as well.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're going to have to worry about. We got others coming down on pit road. And folks, looks like we may end up taking a commercial break. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email.
Folks, we're back. Didn't miss a thing right here on the restart. The only thing you might have missed was Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson got a huge jump and was able to get clear. MDW right behind him. Tristan Bruce sitting in the 3rd spot. Richards and McGill, the top 5.
I saw Matt Lee there a little bit slow on the restart. Looks like he was a lap truck caught in a weird spot here. He's back in the 38th position. But up at the front, it's still a 3-horse battle, and it's going to continue that way off of turn 4.
And you know, Morgan, one of the things we were hitting on before the caution came out where Keith Bradley spinning off of turn 2 was the talk about the track and the way the racetrack corners are different. We mentioned 24 to 28 degrees of banking on the concrete here at Bristol. Jacob, another thing that's ironic is the front straightaway in the backstretch. They're very, very differently banked. 5 to 9 degrees on the front straightaway, 4 to 8 degrees on the 650 feet straightaways that make up Bristol Motor Speedway. So there's a lot of character. There's a lot of things you got to figure out, definitely, to try to win here at the end of the night at the last great Coliseum.
Yeah, I mean, really, you know, you would look at it from up above and it would look straight up normal, and it ain't. Obviously, you went through all those dimensions, and really, I mean, you got to be careful around here. You got to be able to hold on as we see somebody up there smoking a little bit up ahead of the leaders. Look at this. This probably might be one of those smokiest. Look at these guys making door banging. Jeff Mark shoves Trotter up the hill. Does not care, son. Not giving a damn. As the 60, he's trying to work his way back up to the field and get back up to the top 10.
And we're just outside the top 10 now. Up to 15th position is the 60 machine. He's got some difficult trucks to pass in front of him as they're all over the racetrack, and it's only going to get more difficult as this race progresses. That 44, that bright green machine, he is also a lap down, so he's just hanging out here trying not to go further laps down, as that will pretty much end your chances of winning here tonight.
And there's the defending champion of the C.O.P.S Truck Series, Jordan Jurassic, on the bottom of the racetrack. Battles with Luke Smith, Kermit, Stephen Thomas in that mix as well. You saw Raw Meza down to the bottom of the apron, and it looks like it's almost nightfall. The sun is setting. The lights have not come on yet here at Bristol, or it's just a cloudy day right now around the half mile, Jacob, as they work 3 and 4.
Yeah, absolutely. 22 of you out there on the live chat, light it up. Let us know who you're pulling for here tonight. Some of you pulling for Tidy Horse. Some of you out there pulling for Adam Newbert, obviously, with the Merce Magical Creation. That's Flyable Merce sitting there hollering at him, wanting him to get up there and get it going. There you see Adam Newbert right there. I meant Adam Newton. I get them mixed up all the time. But Adam Newbert in the 4, very, very quietly here tonight, sitting up in the top 10, Morgan. Obviously, he is looking prime right now, which is something you were talking about. Got to be consistent and be able to stay out or keep your nose clean here at Bristol.
Absolutely. Just keep that truck in one piece. We're only 54 laps into this one. It's only going to get more and more difficult to keep the truck underneath you, keep the truck out of trouble as the racing gets more intense. Hang out in the top 10. That's a great place to be. Caution out right in front of them.
Yeah, guys, we got a trouble on the racetrack. It looks like, well, somebody has stalled here. The 51, it looks like Brian Chu, guys, in the corner. Mr. Restrictor Plate, one of the greats on Talladega or Daytona or even Atlanta for that matter. Brian Chu with a problem. He finally gets rolling again down the back straightaway, but he will put us under a yellow flag here, Jacob.
Yeah, I hate to see that for Brian Chu right there. Obviously, see kind of what happens to him as he works his way through the backstretch, hitting on into 3 and 4. See what happened to Brian Chu in the 51. And still looking right here. Maybe race director, maybe he's blind up there. Maybe he's not seeing something, because from what we're seeing right here, it doesn't look like Brian Chu did anything right here. So they might have just threw the caution for nothing right there. I'm not 100%. Well, there's smoke up ahead of them. At this point, Morgan, I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, I'm lost myself.
We do see the smoke up there, just trying to determine which vehicle that is. It's about 7:30 in sim right now, a little dark. Should turn the lights on here pretty quickly at Bristol Motor Speedway, as it is it's getting dark out here. Tough to see what's going on around you.
It looks like it's the green and yellow, or the green and yellow truck, or green and black truck. Yeah, Matthew Lee, maybe.
It might have been up there around the Matthew Lee, probably.
Yeah, well, not in front of him either. Somebody yeah, look at that. It's up in front of him, too.
It might have been Jeffrey Sickles, guys. It might have been Jeffrey Sickles in the 78. See if we can go check on Jeffrey Sickles, kind of see what happens right here with Jeffrey Sickles. Right here with all this right here. Oh, there it is right there. Robbie Richards comes up. Oh, no, not Robbie Richards. And he got the EOL penalty for this. So Robbie will have to park it. He got the EOL. Oh, man.
Crazy. Started second here tonight. Certainly is not going to finish there. It looks like 43rd. 42nd is where the 48 is going to end up here tonight.
But this is a new rule, Jacob. We talked about it, and obviously, Morgan, welcome to the world of NASCAR broadcasting, but we've been frustrated upon no end sometimes with the short tracks where you have green, caution, green, caution, green, caution. And I said this, Jacob, several times. It's the same drivers that get caught up in accident after accident after accident. Well, NASRA and the C.O.P.S Truck Series says, you know what? We're going to try this tonight. We're not playing around no more. If you cause an accident, you're going to the rear. If you do it again, you're going to the trailer as we get ready to go back to green here. And obviously, we're trimming the fat wreck after wreck, it seems, here at the last great Coliseum.
Yeah, I mean, and I love the rule, to be honest with you, because it's going to speed this up a whole lot. I mean, think about it, all the way up to lap 59. If you go back to the old strategy, Wesley, honestly, I don't even think we would have been at lap 25 at this point. So awesome to see that we're up to lap 60 at 275 here tonight for the Premier Racing Setups. 275 up front, though. Tiny Horse looks, oh boy, MDW looking to the inside. See it right there on the bottom of your screen. Real time, virtual time, however you want to look at it. MDW, Morgan, he's looking to try to get around Tiny Horse.
How about the biggest props in the world to running Bristol on a Formula wheel? Golly, that would be very difficult on the wrist. He's getting after it, and he's looking real good here running P2 here so far, only 62 laps into this one.
And all this happening now as a battle for the lead continues side by side. Hey, Marcus Smith, cut on the lights. Johnson, Wood, side by side as they work down the front straightaway, working towards the final under 15 to go with stage one. Jacob here at Bristol 2.
Yep, going all the way to 75, and they will continue under green if they don't end up having a caution when they get to that. But the plan is to stay green all the way to 75, and doesn't look like it's going to happen. Serpro caution, another one out. And I'm not 100% sure where this is at. There it is right there. Looks like it's the 20 of Jose Luis Rivera ends up getting turned around.
You'll have to wait for a replay here to see what happened. I caught it just as the replay did. Rolling off of turn 2. See what happens to this pink T-Mobile machine. We got loose in front of him.
Yeah, Morgan, that's Dan Hagen, the NASA machine up in front of him. Look out, Space Force. Dan Hagen's on the loose, and then there you see Huck Wigginton nowhere to go for the 0-0, and he got T-boned down the back straightaway.
Cleaning company on that 0-0. He done cleaned him out.
Absolutely. Well, there you see right there, Jose Luis Rivera right there. Watch once again the contact. Hagen slides up, gets loose. I've been in that situation where you just snap loose right there coming off of the corner, and you got to get out of the gas. That's the only option. There you see it. Actually, it was in the middle of the corner, drove it in, tail end spins. He's able to save it, and then Rivera gets out of the gas, and Huck Wigginton just ends up running him over right there. On T-Mobile showing that obviously Verizon is a little bit better than T-Mobile here tonight. Once again, you see Hagen drive in. Watch the wheel kind of kick sideways right here, Morgan. He's just trying to hold on to it.
Absolutely, we're going to see it as he dives down into turn 1 here. Big snap right there. Like I mentioned earlier, lots of speed, not a lot of grip out here tonight. Then obviously the carnage down there on the bottom of the racetrack.
Well, lots of carnage, guys. I mean, I know we got this rule we're enforcing. Too many cautions, or you start at EOL, you get parked. But is it really mattering any? I mean, we've seen caution after caution after caution here. 5th one of the race right now, Jacob, in the first stage.
Well, it's helping. I will be honest with you, because we're already seeing, like you were saying a second ago, trimming the fat. There is drivers that is having to park it here tonight. Looks like they may look at that one as a racing incident. You have one get loose. Rivera was trying to stay away from him and not run him over. And then Huck Wigginton, I mean, it was just kind of a last-minute deal. So it doesn't look like anybody's going to get an EOL. You see Chris Blanchard going down pit road. They're going to double up for this restart. And Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson up front with MDW, Tristan Bruce. There's old Murph's truck out there, Murph's Magical Creations. Right there with the Bulldog, Adam Newton. Obviously got the unicorn on there. I got to say this real quick. I was able to talk to Murph sometime this week. Little spoiler alert. possibly a beer buddy next week on the door banging download. That should be good. Up front, green flag in the air. Tiny Horse is going to be able to get away. MDW goes to second. Bruce and McGill battling for third.
The familiar faces up at the front of the field. The top two are going to squeak away here for just a moment, but don't look too far now. The 60 machine, how about into the 8th spot? He's already gained about 32 positions tonight, and we're only 70 laps in.
And right now, again, closing in on a handful of laps, Morgan Cook on the first stage of this race. And finally, I can see clearly now, the sun is back out, poking through the clouds, and it makes the view, make the handling change on these trucks too, Jacob. That's something we'll keep an eye on. Right now, Johnson easily in front in 2.
Yeah, I mean, the NASRA officials, that's why they didn't flick the lights on, I guess, because they knew that the sun was going to pop right back out. Here we go. Look at it. Go from shade all the way to sunlight. MDW, this may end up working out for him. How that sun might have popped out, it's going to go into shade, go right back into the sun when they go down the front stretch. But Tiny Horse might have got it hooked up a little bit more. He's trying to hold on to the lead. It's coming this time 3 laps to go to the end of stage number 1.
Need to dig a little bit deeper if you're the 21 machine. You're going to be able to get by the leader here, Ryan Johnson. It's been a great first stage for that 38 machine, led most of the laps. What's he going to do? How's he going to do it here, Wes?
Good solid run right now. That's the way to make it happen, Morgan. Hold your line. Remember, stage points up for grabs. Coming to the final laps remaining. It's now white flag in the air for the final time in stage 1, Jacob, as he works your way off turn 4.
And Tiny Horse is going to try to hold on to it all the way right here in a lap 75. Gets to the end of it. Who's going to get the playoff point? Who's going to get the stage points? Caution is going to come out. It ain't going to matter. And Ryan Johnson will end up getting it. It's looked like they might have got piled up on the front stretch, but Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson will end up winning stage number 1. Big old wreck right here. See it back here with Stephen Thomas and others. But I'm telling you, this is big right here for Tiny Horse. There you see the contact with Adam Newbert.
Shane Trotter, Mike Kostek, John Freeman, Adam Newbert, Dylan Cardenas, Nick Sacco, all Morgan involved in an accident. They were coming to the end of the stage. Well, they're going to let the caution flag come out for the end of the stage because remember, we were supposed to stay green. Unless an organic caution happens, they want a yellow. They got one.
I don't know how organic you could call that one. That was an interesting maneuver, I would say, into turn number 1, and a bit of another incident there right at the end of it. We talked about the 4 trying to stay out of trouble all day, did a great job until the last lap of stage 1 got run to the back of, and obviously chaos ensues from there.
Yeah, there you see John Freeman trying to find a hold. Obviously the new man from last week. Baby got lucky. Oh, never mind. He ends up getting tagged, ends up spinning around. The 42 of John Freeman ends up going around. Well, folks, while we have this opportunity, obviously Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson ended up winning stage 1. We're going to take a quick commercial break, round him up, and talk to our stage 1 winner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Bristol.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Folks, we're back here at Bristol. See if we can bring up Ryan Johnson, but in Discord, his actual name is Ruan Johnson. I'm not sure how we're going to end up pulling that one right there. But Ryan, buddy, we see y'all double it up real quick. Congratulations on that stage 1 win. Tell us about your race so far, bud.
Just trying to keep the truck under me. Everyone else that has practiced has been complaining about how loose it is. So I'm just trying to keep it under me and keep it up front. So let's see what happens.
All righty, buddy. Well, we'll let you jump back down there with Blue Line Racing. Appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the race. Stage 1 winner.
Thank you.
Obviously, whoa, they're with the pace truck real fast, jumping down there, so they're ready to get back to some green flag racing here at Bristol, and that's exactly what we're getting. Tidy Horse gasses up. Wood had to take it on the outside. Green flag back in the air. Lap truck down on the bottom, trying to get around. I think that was Thomas Kohick, but now Wood, he is under attack. Bruce McGill going after him off 4.
None of these trucks have hit pit road yet. Not enough time under the stage as the battle for the lead has intensified. Side by side off of turn number 2. What's going to happen be in turn number 3 here for Wes?
And right now they hold that spot, as you said, Morgan, working their way back across the start-finish line is bouncing off the wall. Keep an eye on that Machina Johnson. He knows he's got MDW to his inside. Bruce watches along. So does McGill and Newton as they work into turn 3.
Boy, they are starting off good right here for Stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. All kinds of racing going on up at the front, and a lot of racing going on back around the 18th, 19th, 16th spot. I mean, they're all fatted out back there as well, but we stay with this battle up here at the front. Wood is still clawing away, trying to figure out where he wants to go. Still can't make it work. Here comes Bruce now. He's got McGill right behind him. Now not anymore. McGill will go to 3rd. Bruce gets kicked up to 4th, and the Bulldog, Adam Newton, Merck's Magical Creations, the power of the unicorn, trying to go around Tristan Bruce.
You can see just how quickly the lines change here at Bristol. Before the stage, the top was the place to be. Now it looks like the bottom line is preferred as the 3 is still trying to hang on. Was up in the 3rd spot, now back to 4th. That's how quickly things change here at Bristol.
And you watch that 3-wide battle with Bruce up the racetrack. Merck watches on. Newton now protects the bottom. They're side by side as they thunder their way again off turn 4.
Where in the world did Jeff Merck come from, son? He was all the way back around the 30th spot. Morgan Cook, you picked him a while ago. You was one of them that said that Jeff Merck could be a big dog, a big player in this. He went all the way to the back, and now he's shot back up here at the front. Now he's right behind Pookie Jr. Pookie and Pookie Jr. right there battling for the 5th spot. The elder Pookie will be able to jump back up exactly where he started at, all the way up in the 5th spot, and kick Tristan Bruce back to 6th.
How about it? Top 5 have separated themselves by a fair bit here, about as big as leaders you're going to see at Bristol, as we're back to catching lap traffic for the leaders. The 2 last place cars here on the lead lap are really slicing and dicing for each other here, just on the start-finish line.
Yeah, Devin Painter up the high side off of turn 4. Back to the bottom comes Jordan Jurassic, the champion of last year. Makes move quickly, also closing in. Flanagan in the 5. The Jack Shack on the loose here in the top 5 as they work their way into turn 2.
Yeah, Flanagan looking pretty good. Right there in front of him, Jordan Jurassic, who is apparently TikTok famous with some of the videos that he pops out. And, oh, this may get good. Caution is out. We got a spinner right up here at the front, the 8 of Michael Kostick. Saw it just for a split second. He was back there at the back battling, going into the turn. I think he might have got tagged and got set around. Michael Kostick in the 8 gets spun around right here, Morgan.
Yeah, we're going to watch it live. Might be a self-spin. Got a little bit loose there off the corner. You can see those 2 cars catch him rather quickly. One more time here. Just not quite stable up on the high side, then just loose into the wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he grabbed a handful of wheel and bit back. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob, he lost it on his own right there. I mean, I know that they had the Zimmerman and the 2 of Brandon New around him, but it looked like Kostick just something either popped or a tire went down. Something made him slam the wall.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they should have put a little PJ1 up there on the top side, get some grip up there. Apparently, they must have missed that part right there. Either that or it all raced off or rubbed off. But he just snaps just that little bit, gets into the fence, already had one up his tailgate, ends up tagging him, sends him around, and Kostick will go ahead and take that EOL. That's exactly what he got. And obviously, he has disconnected from the race as well. More pit stops, Matt Cherry jumping down pit road. There's Matthew Montgomery in the 24. He missed his pit box, slid right through it. Here's Buzzy Mongold. Everybody jumping down, probably getting 4 fresh tires, getting some damage fixed. I mean, Morgan, you know, if you get damage at any point in the race, this is when you want to go ahead and get that damage fixed. You never want to get it under green because by the time you get it done, you're going to be about 10 laps down and you basically screwed yourself.
even when you're on pit road under caution, it's hard to get damage fixed. The pit lane is so long here, and the laps are so short here that it's very difficult to get anything more than a 10, 15, maybe 20-second repair job done. It's going to take you 4, 5, 6, 7 cautions to get any serious damage fixed at this
I'll tell you what,
facility.
Morgan, and there's something also, too, guys, that we've been looking at. We were wondering if they were going to enforce it during the race, Jacob. They have. Right now, Keith Haney out, Matthew Cummings out, Robert Richards out, Raul Meza out, Ed Osborne, Shane Trotter, and now Mike Kostek is now the 7th different driver that has been parked by either being a part of the accident or causing a caution or an EOL penalty. So they are enforcing it here 100 laps into this race at Bristol.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is awesome to see right there. And obviously, some out there in the live chat, let us know how you feel about this new rule here in NASCAR. Obviously, we love it. I'm sure the drivers love it, but the ones that I guess you could say end up getting caught up in somebody's stuff or they end up overdrive. Well, I mean, if you're the one that caused it, I mean, hell, you ought to be parked. And but what do y'all think about it out there in the live chat? We love it. Going all the way to 150, just a little bit over 50 laps until we get to the end of stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. Green flag back in the air. Tidy Horse on the inside. MDW back up top. He has got to figure something out on these restarts because Tidy Horse is able to jump away. And McGill now holding McGill on the inside. He's trying to see if he can stick his nose down on the inside and try to get around Wood. But now, 1, 2, 3, single file once again, Morgan.
Every restart, the 21 gets hung behind the 38, cannot get around him, and has to fight off third position. And every run, he's able to do it, chase him down, and the caution comes out. Will it be the same this time, or will he figure something out to go get that lead for the first time tonight?
As we speak ahead, caution out again, guys. We got David Flanagan, Adam Newbert, and some other trucks spun around the racetrack from the bottom of the speedway. There you see the 5 of Flanagan trying to find a way to get cleared. So is Tacoma George's Adam Newbert. Another truck tries to scamper away. The 11, I believe, just got a piece of it. And we're under yellow flag again here, Jacob. Cautions, breed cautions here on the 8th yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see right there, Adam Newbert, see kind of what happens to him trying to get through some of this right here. And riding right in behind the 88, which is obviously Lucas Lyons right there. And, whoa, just comes out absolutely nowhere. Flanagan right there. Newbert tries to slam on the brakes. And bam, slams right into the 5 of David Flanagan. See kind of what happens with him. There you see battling with that, or Devin Pater, I should say, in the 99. Morgan, I don't know exactly what happened right here. Let's see what happened. Oh, they make contact. Door banging. That sends him around, and then Flanagan ends up getting set down, and then Newbert ends up nailing him.
I've been the 5 machine one too many times in that situation. Unfortunately, he was able to get it gathered back up, but came to a stop there into the corner and got packed from behind, and all of it. Of course, that's going to be caution, probably on the 5 machine, as he was stopped in the racetrack.
And guys, got to give props to the 99 of Painter. How about him? He got door slammed, Jacob. Then he got hit again by Oh, and he's crashing, entering on the pit lane. That truck is badly damaged. He's probably going to exit out and be done. But I will tell you this, though. He bonsaied off the driver door at Painter's truck before he spun, went to the bottom of the racetrack. Got to give props to the 99, Devin Painter. That could have been a lot worse than it turned out to be. What a great way to hold his line and stay in the gas and not get caught up and crash again as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There you see MDW jumping down pit road, possibly getting tires, get some fuel. Tidy Horse still leads while we got the opportunity, which I'm pretty sure we'll have plenty more opportunities, but while we got it for now, let's take another quick commercial break, let you hear from some more of our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Bristol. Well, here we go, folks, doubling right back up for a restart. See kind of what happens right here. Holden McGill Ryan Johnson wants to get on the inside. Now McGill's going to feel the same effect that Wood had every time up on the outside. That's going to open the door for the Bulldog down on the inside off turn 2.
Newton's had the best shot he's had all day to go up and try and get that lead. The 19 has been lurking. He's going to lose a spot here off of turn number 4. Topside prevails as the lights have been turned on here at Bristol.
The lights are finally on at the last great Coliseum, and we got action happening as Jeff Burke bounces off the safer barrier. He makes a run on Bruce. That's Pookie Jr. and Pookie now trying to close in on Newton, McGill, and Johnson, the leaders. 3, 2, and 1 as they work off of turn 2.
And the famous words of Jason Aldean, when the lights come on, everybody's singing. And you see it right here with the Nazareth C.O.P.S Truck Series straight up singing. Here at Bristol, Jeff Mark back here in a little bit of a hole, I guess you could say, right in behind Tristan Bruce to his inside. Jordan Jurassic, last season's champ. Luke Smith up on the top side trying to get it rolling. Smoke all over the place. Everybody driving through. But now Johnson still holds on. McGill, Newton, Bruce, Mark, the top 5 as they work their way into 3.
And as the lights turn on, the track gets colder. The track gets more grip. But it gets a lot looser out there as the temps go down. It gets faster. This is going to be very difficult for these last 100 and some laps to keep the trucks under them. We see a lot of smoke, trucks in the outside wall. It's going to be a handful the rest of the way.
A lot of good solid racing, though, as 100 laps are into it. Maybe a good hand of cautions, but right now, I think we're about to move into the green flag stretch of the race right now, Jacob and Morgan. Right now, Jeff Merck, he's in 5th. Behind him, though, Jurassic, hot on his heels. So is Kermit, Smith, Lee, all watching on. They're all inside as they work back into turn 1.
And Devin Painter also up here in this mix. Remember what happened to him not too many laps ago in that little bit of a slap around with David Flanagan. Painter is still up here in the mix, was able to hold on to it. He was able to save it, and he's up here inside the top 10. Isaac Bevan's going to jump down to the inside in the 27, trying to make a run at it. But now Painter will be able to get clear back up here with Luke Smith, Jurassic, and Jeff Mark. All these guys battling it out. Jurassic still spinning. We got smoke down on pit road. Somebody blew it up as we still sit here and watch Mark, Smith, and also up here with Jurassic as well.
And the 4 machine not able to keep it out of trouble. We saw it there. Caution out once again on the Speedway. Oh, it's the 20 for the second time tonight.
Yeah, Huck Wigginton, Jose Luis Rivera, a couple of trucks involved, and they get scattered down at the bottom of the racetrack on the straightaway. Caution out again here. Huck Wigginton got involved in an incident earlier. The Starbase 1552 Comics Toyota gets collected, as well as Jose Luis Rivera, and a caution out again here. I've lost count of how many cautions we've had now, Jacob. It's got to be at least 10.
Ooh, there it is right there. Huck ends up self-spinning, ends up going around. There's your caution right there. And I hate to say it for old Huck, I love him to death, but looks like he's going to have to park it here for this evening with that self-spin, so Huck Wigginton will probably be out of it. Yes, he has already left the service. See what happens to Rivera right here. Rivera was already snapping loose. This is completely separate right here. Rivera ends up getting tagged. Who was that? That looked like John Freeman in the 42 ends up getting.
Yeah, wow, man, look at that.
Yeah, the new man got him. Synchronized spinning, probably synchronized EOLs, I would also think.
Wow. Unfortunate. There you see overhead of the last great Coliseum, and we have pit stops. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson leading them down pit road, trying to work in here, maybe get some tires, get some gas. Morgan, what do you think, baby? I mean, obviously we saw 75% fuel capacity a while ago. You think we can make it all the way to the end from here?
I think it's still going to be a one-stopper to the end, or else you wouldn't have pit at this particular moment. Most of the field here has hit pit road, so it must be some sort of pivotal situation. I think this gets you to one stop to the end.
Should be interesting. Matthew Lee, he is not going to jump down pit road. Either is Nick Sacco, Matt Cherry, MDW. Looks like he might have stayed out right there on this caution right here. So Matt Lee going to hang it up front. Sacco second. Matt Cherry sitting in third, waiting for the lights to go out on the pace car. The lights do go out. Funny enough, all of that on the same Jason Aldean album. I mean, believe it or not, folks, I am a big follower of Jason Aldean. You know, I listen to a lot of his music. Very first song on that album was When the Lights Come On. Believe it or not, the last song on that album the lights go out. So it's kind of weird right there. We got the lights coming on over the track and the lights going out on the pace truck, which is something we want to see. Matthew Lee, Nick Sacco, Matt Cherry, MDW, James Beard, the top 5. See how this ends up re-racking, restacking, and doing it again. And I have no idea how much longer we're going to make it if we end up having another caution, but we'll see what happens. Green flag will go back in the air. Matthew Lee, Nick Sacco leads them down into turn 1, Morgan.
We see one more launch by the bottom and one more easy clear for that first place machine. The battle is on for second right now. MDW trying to get back up front. This is the first time he hasn't seen the 38 in front of him. Is he going to be able to get the lead away from Matthew Lee?
Everybody's got to keep an eye on that Matthew Lee machine, obviously way, way up high. Here comes now the battle for the lead. MDW to the inside, Lee to the outside. Cherry and Sacco watch along as they thunder their way off 4.
And we really got to be also watching back there in the back where Tidy Horse Ryan Johnson is. Caution is out. Another third caution. 27 Isaac Bevan ends up going around.
Yep, Isaac Bevan, guys, he slammed the safer barrier right up in front of me. He now comes down to the pit lane. Got to wonder how much damage is going to be on that truck right now as he got a stack up in front of him, nowhere to go. As you see the 23 up high, then the 27 Isaac Bevan just had to get on the binders there, Jacob, and he slams the safer barrier right about now as he dropped to the apron, lost control, and shot up the racetrack in a 45-degree angle before he shot hard right into the wall.
Yeah, there's Kohik trying to get through. Chew trying to get through as well, Morgan.
Yeah, you can see just how dented up that front is. It's going to blow up if he doesn't get it repaired, but that's obviously EOL. Throw the flag to the back of the field. You go.
Park it, son. Park it. I'm telling you, we was talking, we obviously talk about parking lots sometimes, Wesley, in here. We really do. It seems like there's probably going to be a parking lot down pit road, literally. We got 24 drivers out of the 45 right now. All of them on the lead lap. Keith Bradley is 1 lap down right now, mind you. He's still out there, though. He hasn't been told to park it yet. So he's the only one. Matter of fact, actually, scratch that. He just got his lap back. But 24 of them on the lead lap as of right now. The rest of them, they've been caught up in wrecks. We love this right here.
Yeah, they really have, man. And obviously, we've been keeping an eye and watching all of these shenanigans happen. But obviously, as I think we get closer and closer into the stages latter end of the race, that we're going to really see a lot more aggressiveness happen. A lot of accidents on the racetrack right now with about 10, 11 cautions I think we've had so far for 125 laps coming up on it. But obviously, I think we're literally watching different scenarios happen. 10 caution flags right now. Matthew David Wood, though, made a move on, of course, the man that we know for a good long time, Matt Lee, the man out of Maine, got up on the outside. He opened the door to the bottom, and Jacob Matthew MDW Wood took advantage of it. And that Racers for Christ 21 Chevrolet is now the new man up in front here.
Yeah, and also I was talking about Tidy Horse Ryan Johnson. Remember, let them all down pit road. I still would keep an eye on that number 38. Sitting back there in the 8th spot as of right now. It'd be 4th one up on the outside when we get ready for this restart, Morgan. Wood, though, this is what he needed. He had fought Johnson so many times. Now he's able to use that inside and be able to gas up and try to get clear. This is what Wood wanted right here, Morgan.
Absolutely, but he better get gone in a hurry. The 38 restarted 21st, already up to 8, and that was a very short run that he had to do that in.
Well, that's how you do it right there. That's how you fire it off here tonight at Bristol. We'll re-rack them once again, restack them, do it again. Sounds like we're going to end up being on repeat for that a lot here tonight. Green flag in the air. Wood gasses up. He is clear, all clear. Now Lee's going to try to dive down to the inside. Back behind him, Buzzy Mongo, all of them literally in a straight-up hornet's nest. Off 2 of them spinning in the back once again. 11, Dustin Scruggs goes around. Buzzy Mongo goes around. There is your damn parking lot right there, son.
Yeah, it's a parking lot party, no doubt about it. Obviously, we see Holden McGill, Osborne, Zimmerman, Mongold, Maurer, the 78 all caught up in it. Literally, you just had about a good 15 trucks or more just get literally scattered, smothered, and covered. Here's the list: Mongold, Broadfoot, Smith, Johnson, Montgomery, Cardenas, Scruggs, Chew, Meza, New, McGill, Cohick, Osborne, Freeman, Sickles, Maurer. It sounds like a law firm, Morgan Cook, and that's who all got scattered on the back straightaway here on this restart.
Yeah, there'd probably be shorter to list the guys not involved in that accident here on the backstretch. And yeah, you can see it. Absolute track blocker. Where did this start? Was that Merck into the back of the 38, hooks the 11, which in turn catches. Well, this is one of those accidents that continues to creep forward. This is a super speedway type accident, and the whole track is blocked right here.
That's one of them domino effect kind of deals right there. You get one guy, then he gets another guy, then he gets another guy, then he gets another guy, and then, like I said, you got the whole damn field piling in right there coming off of turn 2. Watch Tiny Horse riding on board with him. You were talking about Merck. See Merck right here in the 60. Let's see what happens. Johnson gasses up. Merck just nails him in the tailgate, ends up sending him around, and Jeff Merck got the EOL. Merck is parked for the evening here tonight at Bristol. What a shame for you, Morgan Cook. I think you put the commentator's curse on him, buddy.
Well, that's a tough one too. If you go back and look at that, I'm looking at the 97 coming down the racetrack just a little bit in front of the 38, and that kind of caused that whole checkup. Not putting it on anyone in particular, just
I'm
kind of
Morgan,
racing field there.
Yeah, Morgan, me and you got to kind of agree with one another here, dude. I have to agree with you. It seems to me like it wasn't Jeff Merck's fault. I think Mongold, the 97, whoever it was up in front of Johnson, did not get going. And when he did, it literally accorded and you know, what do you call it? Stacked up the field behind him, accordion the field, and domino effect caused this accident. I don't know how you can put the blame on the 60 of Jeff Merck. In my opinion, watch the tape. Look at the 97 of Buzzy Mongold. I know we're just commentators, Jacob Reed, but it looks like Mongold was the culprit, not meaning to, but he didn't get up to speed, and it stacked everybody behind him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good possibility out of that. I see y'all's point out of that as well. Wow, I mean, literally domino effect all the way down through back stretch right there. Everybody, woo, look at that. Hold it, McGill, baby. Looked like he was riding the bull in the PBR finals right there, son. All over the place, up and down, all over the place.
That was not 8 seconds.
No, it was not 8 seconds. Green flag back in the... Good Lord. Green flag back in the air. MDW gasses up. He's able to get away. Matthew Lee right behind him. And here we go. Let's see what the fight is about back there for the 4th spot. Tristan Bruce-Nick and the 67 Nick Sacco battling.
Battle is on. It's over right now. They're able to single file it out here. The top 8, 10, 12 single filed out. Lucas Lyons up in the outside wall. Slow truck. The 88 machine there is on your screen. Stuck to the outside wall here. He's going to fall all the way through the field.
Lucas Lyons way off the pace as we continue to watch the 88 free fall like lyrics to the Tom Petty song. He now falls all the way to the back spot in the rear. Meanwhile, back up front now, the leaders have now Blanchard and Brian Chew battle as they thunder again, working their way here at the last great Coliseum in the turn 1 here at Bristol.
Yeah, all this right outside the top 10. Remember, going to 150 will pay out some playoff points, some stage points. So this is a crucial battle that you're watching right here on your screen with Chris Blanchard, and right there also with Stephen Thomas trying to get up here and get them some. Remember, got to get up in the top 10, get you some stage points. Up front, Wood, 0.3 of a second over Matthew Lee. They're going for the playoff point. And got some smoke, got some blinking, got all kinds of stuff going on right here. Blanchard just lifted and cautions out once again.
Whoa. Is that Suss, I think, spun? Or the 97 Buzzy Mongold again? Wow. Guys, I saw a truck spun, and I seen another guy check up. I want to say that might have been Lucas Lyons, obviously, that had problems. And then there's Buzzy Mongold around in that Pulse Poppers entry. Morgan, that could have been disastrous right there, too, man. You're exactly right. You read my mind. And there's contact as the 04 plowed into him in the Shell Pennzoil entry. That's the 04 Thomas Cohick.
Talk about insult to injury right there. You spin, you're already thinking, oh, man, out of the race, and someone just pops you in the door, a little concussion for next time. That's a tough break for the 97.
Oh, boy. Well, we hate to see that. Lucas Lyons, he has elected to bail out of here. Buzzy will probably end up getting the EOL for that and get out of here as well. As we see a couple of guys going down pit road, there's Chris Blanchard electing to jump down pit road. A couple of others right behind him. While they take a quick pit stop, Tiny Horse back there with them. While they take a quick pit stop, we're going to take another pit stop. Let you hear from some more sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Bristol.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here in Bristol. There for a second, we have 51 of you out there in the live chat. Let us know who you're pulling for here tonight. A couple of you out there in the comments. Joshua Sust out there, you're responsible for the front of your truck. Well, yeah, there ain't nobody else going to be responsible for the front end of your truck. You will be responsible for the front end of your truck. Shout out to Joshua Sust, was the Bear Buddy this week. On the door, banging down low. Green flag in the air. Wood tries to gas away. Cherry and Lee battle off turn 2.
Another great launch for the leader here. Battle for second once again. Sound like a broken record. Going to say that all night here tonight. Lee is trying to fight tough for second spot. He may clear as they exit turn number 4. Not going to clear. Oh, door banging here down the backstretch.
At the battle for second spot as these virtual thoroughbreds in their kaleidoscope of colors continue to battle down to the line. 11 to go now. Closing into the final end of stage 2. It's Matthew David Wood, the leader, but Cherry and Lee throwing haymakers at one another also into the corner.
Woo, baby, door banging. That's how we like it here at Bristol. Cherry and Lee throwing it to one another. Tristan Bruce right behind them watching all this take place. Cherry still can't clear Lee. Serve pro caution out once again. Chew gets T-boned coming off of turn number 2, and a couple others get piled in.
A 51 car wreck. That's like every race I've been involved in my entire career. Hate to see it. Hate to see it for Chew. Let's watch what happened here, Wes.
Yeah, Brian Chew right there. Keep an eye on the man that I call Mr. Restrictor Plate in the 51. Now look at the defending champion, Jordan Jurassic. He bounced off the wall. Brian Chew scampered by him, and then all of a sudden he got sideways. Did Jurassic give him a shot? Yes, he did. And then around goes the 51, up the hill. The Ford Newbert slams into him, and then the 2 truck also collected in it at the bottom of the racetrack. Nowhere to go. Just an innocent bystander as Brandon knew. And the caution out again, Jacob, here at Bristol, as we're going to have at least a shootout to determine the final Glass Mechanics Stage 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Wow, I mean, Newbert had nowhere to go. He never saw Brian Chew right there. Brandon, you didn't either. And as bad as I got to say it, you know, I love old Hollow Daddy Brian Chew. I love him to death. But this is not on Jordan Jurassic right here. This has got to be on Brian Chew. Obviously, he slid by him, but you see him already sideways. He's already going to get loose. And Jurassic gets in there, and he gets him. But at the same time, if Chew wasn't loose, Jurassic wouldn't have drove in there and got a hold of him. So hate to see that for Chew. Chew's already left the service, so he knows that he will end up getting the EOL for that. Hate to call him out on it. I mean, me and Brian, we were teammates on Wednesday nights. Hate to call him out on it, but he knows it. He just went ahead and left. So hate to see that for Brian Chew here tonight at Bristol.
Let's just take a second and just recognize how difficult these trucks are to drive at the moment. We've seen last year's champion just wiggle and just about pop the fence here out of the corner. We saw Chu in the very next corner break free onto the inside. We've seen a bunch of self-spins tonight. This truck is a handful to drive here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Is right now 13 caution flags have came out over the Speedway. One to go in the case of me and given to the field as the rest of the field that came down pit road has quickly got to get behind. Get up to speed, I meant to say, and get behind the tail of the leaders is what I meant to say. Lights off for the pace truck, Jacob. We're getting ready to come back to green, and we got a 5-lap sprint to determine who gets the stage points to the top 10, and then we settle in for that final shootout here at Bristol.
And remember, when we get to the end of Glass Mechanics Stage 2, they will continue green unless somebody else screws up. So we'll see how that ends up working out. There you see, obviously, great graphic. And a great job all night long by our great producer, the Australia Dean Hopton Biggles. Green flag in the air, Wood down to the inside, Cherry up top, Lee down on the bottom side. Lee's going to get away with second off 2.
Yeah, Cherry spun the tires a little bit into the corner, lose a couple spots, fall back into the clutches of Tristan Bruce. Single file here for the first handful of machines.
Elegant solid run right now for MDW. That's Matthew David Wood on board with him right now as he's got great length away from Lee. Lee and Cherry now battle. They're single file. They're coming to the line, and final lap remaining here in stage number 2, and the caution will fly. Trouble, Brady LaBeouf's truck. No correction, that's Matthew Montgomery. He spins to the bottom of the racetrack, the Arkansas driver. Maybe another driver collected in it, as it's Montgomery by himself. Caution out here again.
You see Montgomery try to ease up to the top side. Did he just snap loose and spin it around? Still waiting right here, but obviously Matthew Montgomery, he may end up having to park it for the evening. Yes, he will. Self-spin once again. He gets the EOL. Matthew Montgomery done for the evening. And I was going to wait right here to see if MDW jumps down pit road. Doesn't look like he's going to jump down pit road. So while we have the opportunity, we'll go ahead and try to grab him real quick and get a word with Mr. Matthew David Wood. Wherever the heck he is, looking, still ain't even seen him. I have no idea where he's at. He's not in any of these chats. I don't see him.
He doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to be bothered. Announcer jinx.
That's a well, yeah, I don't blame him one bit on that one, honestly. Yeah, might need to get a hold of the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, obviously racing over there with Mission 1 Esports. Got to get his driver in the chat or whatever. That way we can be able to talk to him. But doesn't look like he wants to talk to us. And, you know, Morgan, I mean, I know you knew here with Nazareth and everything else, but we don't do that good. Sometimes we interview guys right in the middle of the race. It seems like we kind of jinx them sometimes. So maybe Wood is maybe he's doing that on purpose, to be honest with you.
I have noticed that at times announcers have a way of talking about a driver and then that driver performing poorly shortly thereafter. I've been guilty of it. I've been the driver on the other end of it, and it happens all the time. Not just Nazareth, but everywhere on iRacing and in the real world. So I would not blame him if he is.
Hey, Morgan, you can interview the commentator, and then he crashes as well. Ask Jacob.
Yeah.
Not Brady, me, Dean. What are you talking about? He's talking about me. I have no idea where Brady's at. I have no idea. I don't know where he's at.
Maybe he's off tonight.
He might be off tonight. He may be. There you see your point standings right there on your screen. This is coming into tonight. Matthew David Wood already, he has locked himself in with that win back at Las Vegas. Dylan Cardenas obviously won the Wreck Fest at Martinsville. Then obviously Jordan Jurassic got his win back at Homestead. Keith Haney and obviously Dustin Scruggs have got their wins. Check out this little battle back here. Right there at that cutoff, we saw Jeff Merck right there, 1 point to the good. He got that EOL. That's going to cost him here tonight as well. So we'll see how that turns out as the points. Green flag back in the air. Wood dives into one. Lee goes from the top, jumps down to the bottoms, able to hold on to second off turn 2.
Saw that a lot last week. The elevator moved to perfection here on the restart as the top 3 get away. Now top 4 single file out as they head over to West.
That's about over 125 laps to go. This is the third stage of the race and the run to the finish. Right now, it's MDW in front. You're looking at Jonathan Cofield. A quiet night for the Auburn fan. He now settles in on the champion Jurassic as they work in turn number 2.
Yeah, I mean, big night right here for Cofield in the 58, working it up on the top side, trying to make sure that it'll stick and not end up going around. And John Freeman in the 42 up here started 38th. He's all the way up to not Cofield, mind you, started 35th. He is all the way up to the 8th spot. And Matthew Lee, we were talking about him. He started 37th. He's all the way up to 2nd. So a lot of guys that started at the back. James Beard started 41st. He's up to 13th. So a lot of guys that was at the back have made their way to the front. And a lot of them, Morgan, that were at the front have actually worked their way to the back because they've either got an EOL or got caught up in a wreck somehow and had some serious damage.
Exactly right. It's a byproduct of the rule. You're in a caution. You're on the hook. You're on the truck. You're done for the day, and that's really flip-flop the field. If you're able to survive, you're now thriving up here in the top 20, as over 20 cars have already exited this race. It's been an unbelievable rate of attrition, and we're getting to the point where we might see a pit stop here under the next caution to get to the end. I don't think these drivers can make it from here.
Yeah, I really don't think they'll be able to go to the finish either. As right now we watch them work their way into turn number 3 and 4, coming back to the back straightaway, actually, to the backstretch, that is. As right now, Tristan Bruce, solid run for him right now. He has been consistent all night long. He's been in the hunt there. He's going to have to do it without Buki because Jeff Burke is out of the race. But right now, Bruce holding his own, battling with lap traffic and with the leaders as they go back into turn number 3 there.
Yeah, I mean, and still trying to work his way up there, sitting up there comfortably in the 3rd spot, working around a lot of lap traffic, riding on board with Jonathan Cofield. You see the drivers up there on the top side. These guys trying to get around. Adam Newton right there. Oh, wow, he almost went 3 wide, but was able to make it work and make it stick as they are still snaking through some of this lap traffic. A lot of them giving them the top side, Morgan, which Morgan, obviously top side is a little bit faster, but lap traffic working their way up there. 3 wide, stuck in the middle. Nick Sacco, how do you do, son?
And on top of the lap cars taking the high side, the bottom's where we've seen all the self spins tonight, so it's even more treacherous than the top side is here this evening, letting the fast cars run down there, compromising the exit of these corners, easier to get runs for the drivers behind. This is a precarious time in the race for these top 20 or so still on the racetrack.
Very good, solid drive right now for them as MDW continues to hit his marks. Back up to banking into the corner. He is leading off turn 4. Lead out, losing ground on the leader. MDW pulling away as we work lap 167.
Yeah, Wood doing a fantastic job. I mean, literally pulling away from the rest of the field. Then you got Lee, Bruce, Cherry right here in a little bit of a battle right there. They're getting around the 83, which is Luke Smith back out on the racetrack. Devin Painter still sitting up there in the top 5. Very quiet night for him. Nick Sacco 6. Jordan Jurassic, last season's champion up here. John Freeman, Adam Newton, and Jonathan Cofield, the top 10, all doing what they need to do right here, almost coming to 170 coming around this time. There you see John Freeman, the new kid on the block, Morgan, doing a fantastic job here tonight at Bristol.
Just past the champion from last time out. He's having a great run here, P7 for the 42 machine. And we've talked a little bit about how this race has flip-flopped quite a bit. I mean, a lot of new races up at the front of the field. We've seen the 21, we've seen the 3. Everyone else in the top 10, pretty much new here.
Woo! And look at that battle going on. There's Devin Painter up on the high side. He battles now with the 42 machine. That's, of course, the driver of John Freeman. Freeman, Painter side by side. Newton battles, of course, also with the Jordan Jurassic up on his outside driver elbow. They battle now. Good hard racing happening as they work their way, closing in on 100 to go here in Bristol.
Woo, boy, Freeman trying to hold on to it, almost shoved it straight up into Devin Painter. He will get clear and try to get away, gets loose once again. Painter up on the top side, trying to get something going. Newton down on the bottom side as well. Painter will back away. There is the unicorn for Murph up here, trying to stick the horn straight up John Freeman's tailgate. Will he be able to pull it off? Newton's still there, tries it. Freeman chops his nose.
There's half a dozen cars stuck behind the 42. He is slowing them up big time. Jurassic's in the outside wall. A little bit loose there off the corner. He's going to lose all that track position, and don't look now. The 38's back in the picture. 13th position, heavy damage from that caution. A few cautions ago, and we're back up here in the top 15.
And I'll tell you what, Morgan, the gloves are off, my friend. Settle in for the final 100 laps of this race. You have trimmed the fat, right? The drivers that had problems, had issues, got wrecks, EOLs. Now you're down to the final century grind. Time to lay it on the line here at the last great Coliseum. Matthew David Wood is Cofield and Painter battle. He leads in the 21 off 4.
Yeah, Cofield able to shoot down to the inside, make it work. More door banging. Painter. Here comes Keith Bradley. The animal, saw him go around a while ago. He actually got trapped a lap or 2 down. He has jumped back up here inside the top 10. And right behind him, Nate Maurer in the 971. Bradley in the 78. They make contact. And wow, baby, everybody trying to work their way around these lap traffic. This is what we wanted to see right here, Morgan. This is the kind of racing we wanted to see here tonight at Bristol.
Yeah, by far the longest green flag stretch of the night, and it's produced the best racing of the night. Having trouble working around lap trucks. Everyone's running the bottom. Can't get a spot. Bottled up everywhere. It's been a lot of fun here. Up at the front of the field again. The second, third, fourth, fifth place cars all together trying to get around Matthew Lee, who's holding this group up.
Consistency again right now, watching all this happen as you see the 44 Matthew Lee slam off the safer barrier. Tristan Bruce right there in hot pursuit behind him. Don't look out behind your rear view mirror though, because Cherry and Sacco right there after these guys to make it a 4-truck battle for second going into turn number 3.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that is the race right now for second. Nobody is even close to MDW. Matthew David Wood trying to get out to about a 3-second lead right now over Matthew Lee. Battle is on for second. Lee, Bruce, Cherry, Sacco, Freeman actually is starting to enter that conversation as well. Everybody's spread out a good bit. There you're riding on board. Matthew Lee, Bruce trying to fight hard as well, but Cherry and Sacco trying to reel him in.
How about lap trucks side by side in front of them? They single out for just a moment to let the leaders get by. But it's going to be tight here off the corner for the 3 of Bruce. Trying to work underneath that 83 machine as traffic is going to get thicker and thicker here all night.
Well, that goes on. Matthew Lee from the bottom to the top, and now Tristan. We watch Tristan Bruce now from the bottom to the top of the racetrack. He's got a run on the Lee machine, but now they're trying to get around more traffic. The lap machine, 16th place. Holden McGill, the virtual South Carolina boy, goes a lap down, and they're trying to also run down Wood as they close in on under 90 to go.
I mean, this is what we've been wanting to see right here, a good long green flag run. We haven't had one of these in a good long while here with Nazareth here at Bristol. Wood, check it out. Obviously got the Formula One wheel rocking and rolling. Dean's absolutely loving to see that right there with the lights and everything. I mean, I would love to get me a steering wheel that's actually got lights on it. Mine don't even light up, but anyway, may end up helping out Wood. Wood loves Bristol, doing a fantastic job. You see Matt Cherry, Tristan Bruce, a little better for third. Nick Sacco trying to battle in here as well.
And the lead is about 2.8 seconds, fluctuating depending on the lap traffic, but it's clear and green right now for the 21 machine as the battle is still for second. Lee and Bruce going at it.
And it is still a very good battle continuing for that spot as you see now Tristan Bruce running down Matthew Lee. Lee up against the outside safer barrier. So does Lee. And while that goes on, look at Maurer, Bradley, and Johnson. They have a battle amongst themselves. That's going on inside the top 15.
Around goes Freeman.
Oh, wow. John Freeman ends up going around, gets spun around. Adam Newton involved as well. Caution is out. And Adam Newton might have got a piece of John Freeman right here coming off of turn number 4. We'll see what happens right here. See who gets busted right on this Pulse Poppers instant replay. Morgan, you saw every bit of it.
I believe the 42 got loose on his own, but we're going to have a look here and clarify that in just a second. I think it's the next set of corners here. See that Kyle Petty machine? A little bit light on its feet right there. Gets loose, 19 into the back of them, and around they both go in front of the field. Another caution here. Number 17 tonight, is that right?
I lost count.
No idea. We have no idea. We've lost count on it.
Oh.
You see Freeman goes around. Wow. He snapped loose, Morgan. I mean, you called it, Wesley. I mean, we've seen a lot of that happen, guys snapping loose like that, but Newton had nowhere to go. I mean, it literally fell right into his lap.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And then obviously now, as we mentioned, these drivers could not go the distance. Morgan Cook, you called it perfectly. It is money stop time. You want to be hitting your marks perfectly for 4 new, as Jacob calls freshies, and Sunoco fuel. It is time to top off the tank. It's time to get new sides of rubber on all 4 sides and make a push to the finish. They're all coming down pit road.
We've seen it be very difficult.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Morgan. I got you. Go ahead.
We've seen it be very difficult to pass tonight, so absolutely get off pit road first. Don't make any mistakes. No speeding on pit road, as that is going to end your day. And let's see if we can go green to the end here.
48 of you live out here in the live chat. Loving the racing here tonight at Bristol. Obviously, Dean Hopton playing with the camera just a little bit, giving it a little wiggle and a jiggle right there as well. There's your wiggle and jiggle right there. Got it lined up. I tell you what, while we got all of you in there, let's play another ad because it got a long green flag run right there. So we'll take another quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here at Bristol. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, here we go, getting double back up for a restart. Devin Painter will lead them back to it. Jordan Durasic, they stayed out right here. Tristan Bruce, Nate Maurer, Keith Bradley, Matt Cherry up here, as well as Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, Matthew Lee, MDW will restart ninth, and Nick Sacco will round out the top 10 for this restart. Painter stands on the gas, but he isn't able to get that launch like we've seen Morgan Cook. Durasic slides him up the racetrack, opens the door for Tristan Bruce off turn 2.
This is the closest the 3 has been to the lead all night. He's been hanging right around that 3rd to 5th position. Now is his chance as he's going to slide back to 2nd, maybe to 3rd as the 6 climbs the banking.
Under 80 laps to go, and the gloves are out. You know it's white knuckle time here at the last great Coliseum. Who's going for the sword? Trouble, 78 spun in the wrong direction. That's Jeff Sickles' truck. The Milltown, New Jersey driver puts us under another Serve Pro caution.
Post Popper at instant replays, see what happens to Mr. Jeffrey Sickles. Hate to see it for him. Looked like he was actually going to have a decent night there for a little bit. Was up there quietly, up there inside the top 15 at one point, and then I think it's when that parking lot happened, everything ended up happening. And there you see it right there. What happened right Morgan, what do you think happens right here? Because he just snaps right here. Watch it get off 4, and the wheel just, I mean, it just, wow, it's just like something
It
broke.
looks like he downshifted. Yeah, just watching the tack there, it looks like he downshifted and then immediately jumped sideways. Let's go back on the instant replay here, maybe slow it down a little bit as he tries to dive into turn 1. Just watch that needle on the tack here.
Whoa! Didn't know you shifted at Bristol in the trucks. That's a little bit odd, wouldn't you think, Wes?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I never thought you'd be shifting like that, but maybe you are. I mean, look at Ryan Johnson, at McGill. I'm surprised to see some of these guys coming back down pit road, but, you know, maybe not. Maybe there's a strategy here that we weren't really thinking about that they're doing.
Yeah, good possibility right here. Obviously, right at 75 laps to go. Devin Painter is your race leader. Tristan Bruce right now sitting in second. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can find old Devin Painter. And and I'll bring him up here, and he'll end up getting caught up in a wreck, and he'll end up coming to me and getting mad and everything else. We'll see if we can bring him up here real quick. Bring up Devin Painter up here leading this bad boy, baby. How's it feeling up front?
Not too bad with slick tires. Trying to do a little strategy here and try to get a little advantage later. But yeah, it feels pretty good to be out front for a while.
Either one of y'all got anything for Devin Painter?
How far can you go on fuel?
I'm looking about 40, 45 more laps from here.
All right, thanks for the insight.
10-4.
That pretty much does it right there for Devin Painter, buddy. We'll send you back down there to Blue Line Racing. Good luck out there.
All right, 10-4. Thank you.
If something happens to him, it's y'all's fault.
He wrecks. I guarantee you right now he's going to have beef. I got a feeling he will end up having beef with me just because I pulled him up there. It was my idea. So we'll see what happens. Pace lights is off. Pace truck fixing to pull down. Tristan Bruce up top now this time around. Jurassic will be right behind him. Nate Maurer, Matt Cherry, the top 5, green flag in the air. And once again, Painter on those slickies, I guess you could say, not able to gas up. Bruce up top. Jurassic tries to go 3 wide. Bruce will take the lead off 2.
Offset 3 wide into turn 3 is not going to work very well. They sort it out, and the 6 is going to try and get the spot from him loose off the corner. Oh my goodness, we are racing here at the end of this one.
All about trying to make something work on the bottom is Jurassic. Jurassic now up to 3rd. He now throws the block on Maurer. Maurer up high. Throws the block on Lee as they work off 4. It's Bruce to the lead in turn 1.
And Jurassic still trying to fire off on that inside lane. Now jumping down to the bottom. Old Sacco, Mr. Sacco. Nick Sacco trying to get there. Not able to do it. Lee thought about going 3 wide. The hole shoved right back up on it. And now here comes Wood. MDW trying to fire off on the inside and run down Tristan Bruce. But he's got to get through this whole gaggle of traffic right in front of him, Morgan.
The 971 has got the backup beepers on those old tires, not helping him. Just restarted first. Now he is back to 6th spot already, and we're only a handful of laps into this run.
And while all that goes on, Morgan, we kind of see now the game of cat and mouse heat up with more now competitors. Matthew David Wood, who led most of this race now having to climb and be defensive, getting up on the bottom, getting up on the top, going after the champion, Jurassic. All this goes on as Bruce has clean air in front of him back into turn number 2.
Yeah, Tristan Bruce absolutely opened up that gap to about 3/4 of a second that you see right there on the left side pylon. That is where your favorite driver is running all the way through the top 20, which most of the top 20 is what is running. That's literally what we have out here on the racetrack. Nick Sacco able to shoot by Devin Painter, so put Sacco up to 2nd, Painter back to 3rd. Lee Wood, the top 5, Wood trying to run down Lee and trying to work his way up there to Tristan Bruce as he is gapping the field.
Yeah, Wood's got 3 more machines to get through before he can have a shot at the leader again, where he spent so much of this race. But right now it's Painter and it's Lee trying to fight for the 4th position. 3rd spot now going to go to the 44.
And all this happening again as they work their way up that banking. Working off of turn 4, side by side. Cherry, Maurer going at it for that spot in the top 10. Beard watches on. He'll go to the outside lane and get up under the tailgate of Maurer's truck. And now they'll fade back out into conga line, working off 4.
And Keith Bradley not too far back from this battle as well. He's got Chris Blanchard right up his tailgate. A couple of old teammates right there trying to work themselves out. Back up front, Tristan Bruce has been caught, son. Nick Sacco trying to make something happen. Lee trying to get Sacco to gas up and get along. Both of them jump to the top. Lee follows suit. Lap traffic right in front of him. Sacco gets a run going into 3.
Use that lap truck as a pick. The switch has flipped on the tires of the 3.
Oh.
He was just at a 2nd lead, and it's gone. 2nd spot now as Lee fights him, trying to take the 2nd spot away.
It's Mr. Sacco, Nicholas Sacco, one of the original drivers of NASRA back in 2020, leads the way here at Bristol. He's in front. Matthew Lee back to 2nd. Tristan Bruce back to 3rd. Don't count out MDW though. Wood and Painter top 5, and they're running down the trio, and it's 1.
Yeah, they're trying to run them down the best that they can right there as we're hearing Radabatabato, Mr. Sacco in the background by our producer. I don't even know if I worded that right, but anyway, Sacco starting to gap the field now. Got it out to 3/4 of a second, and it is growing big time. Bruce, Lee, they're trying to battle. Lee was able to get around him. Here it comes Wood trying to make a run on Tristan Bruce.
The tires have gone away on Tristan Bruce. Not sure if he caught the wall, but he has dropped like a rock these last 3 or 4 laps from first down to fourth as MDW climbs one more, a little bit closer to the lead.
Saco in the lead right now, hitting his marks perfectly. Now you see the 21 MDW. Behind him, it's Painter and Jurassic and Johnson and Cherry. All of them trying to get in line to try to battle MDW and get to the front as we close in at the home stretch at lap 220.
And boy, these laps are going by in a hurry. Absolutely moving. 15 of them on the lead lap. Holden McGill was able to get back on the lead lap. He's the last truck on the lead lap. Rest of them are one lap down. And Mark Wood snaps sideways. Adam Newton in the 19 snaps sideways. He goes up the hill, but he's able to hold on to it going into one.
Nick Sacco is the fastest truck on the racetrack right now, 15 seconds flat. They are flat flying out here tonight, and that leader is going to continue to grow the lead up to 1.2 seconds with just about 50 laps to go.
And we are closing in on 50 laps to go. You are right, Morgan, is right now. Nick Sacco has not only took the lead, he has pulled away from the leaders. Look at this now, hitting his marks, the 67, gone. Passing by everyone in sight. Raw Meza, the last one he crossed as he crossed the line going back into turn number 1.
Boy, this looks like an old woodshed beating right now. Literally a woodshed beating for Mr. Sacco. Nick Sacco gassing up and getting away from the rest of these guys. Lee has been caught by MDW Matthew David Wood. So Sacco really needs Lee to hold Wood up, because if Wood gets around Lee, Morgan, he may be in trouble. That being Mr. Sacco. Wood trying to fight for that second spot.
You can almost cue the Jaws music. It took a while for the 21 to get to the 44, and if he can get around him, that 67 better put the pedal to the floor and drive away, because that 21 is now the fastest truck on the track by about a tenth.
And Nick Sacco continuing to still stay in line. He holds on to that lead position. And now Matthew David Wood knows he is go time. Closing in on under 50 laps to go. Wood to the inside. Lee to the outside. He's got to run on the bottom, and he knows it's better on the inside of the racetrack as they work off 4.
Yeah, we got lap traffic right in front of him, and Lee was able to get down right there. Luke Smith up top was able to jump down on the bottom of the racetrack. Big stack up once again. New right there stacking up, as well as Brandon Broadfoot in the 22. Lee was running the top. He had to run the bottom, had to cut Wood off, and it ended up paying off for him. So Lee's still going to hold on to the second spot as they're still working their way through lap traffic.
Lap traffic will probably end up deciding who's going to get this second position. These trucks are evenly matched, and they are slowly but surely chasing down your leader. Very, very slowly, and you can look up ahead. 3, 4, 5 more trucks in line to get through.
It's all about hitting your marks, though, here at the last great Coliseum. Stay to the bottom of the racetrack. Do not get yourself up in trouble. Trucks up high, really, really off the pace, or going a lap down. If you're on the inside, look at Sacco going after Adam Newton. At one time, Jacob Newton was fast. So was Holden McGill. So was these other guys. Now he's fighting to stay on the lead lap as they go back to 1.
Yeah, big bad deal right here for Adam Newton. He's got to get out of the gas. Blanchard almost ends up getting into him. Here comes Sacco down to the inside trying to get around Holden McGill. And think about it, Morgan. We talked about it, that lap traffic. Sacco able to get around all these guys. Lee and Wood, they've got to figure out how to get by all those guys that you see before them.
Yeah, put 3 trucks between you and second spot. That's the best thing that you can do for your lead, because they have to work so much harder to get around this lap traffic. There's 1. They're going to try and make it 2 as we send it back to Wes.
And if that wasn't also the case, my friend, you've also got 12 trucks, a dirty dozen left on the lead lap. That's it, the longest green flag of the race to the home stretch here at Bristol continues off 4.
Yeah, Wood actually, all this lap traffic was running down on the bottom. He actually gassed it up. He's sideways, Wood sideways, able to save it, used the wall. Lee got up into the wall as well. They are overdriving the hell out of these trucks, Morgan, trying to get up here and have a shot at Nick Sacco, but the lap traffic is not doing them any favors.
Yeah, that 1 second lead, make it a 2 second lead as Sacco drives away by over a second on that lap alone. The gap is growing. The cars between first and second are growing. It's a Sacco world right now.
A very exciting moment, as just a moment ago you talk about your balls to the wall. The back of those trucks were slamming off the wall. Both drivers of Lee and Wood saving their machines now, as they're now going to pick up right where they left off and battle for second spot again and try to close it on Sacco, who leads by 2.5 seconds off the back straightaway.
This is why this is the premier series for NASRA. This is the best that we have. And now Lee trying to work around one of the best here in NASRA. Down on the bottom side, Keith Bradley going another lap down, or going a lap down. He's already a lap down, I should say. Lee trying to get around Wood sideways, literally dirt tracking it through turn 3 and 4, trying to get around the animal, Keith Bradley, and he will, as Sacco's still putting other guys one lap down. 8 drivers on the lead lap, Morgan. He's literally putting the whole damn field one lap down.
And any tire advantage that MDW had to catch the leader, it's gone. It was 7 laps, but they're used up. They are done for at this point. The top 3 are going to stabilize here for just a little while. It's about 5 seconds back from the leader to Ryan Johnson, who, remember, led a good chunk of this race early.
And it's time to put on the big boy pants, my friends. 35 laps to go, the longest green flag run of the race. And now it's time to see who has saved for the end. Sacco now open up a 3-second lead over Lee and Wood. They continue to battle. Lee to the inside of MDW. Well, that goes on. Cofield trying to stay off and hold these guys in the corner.
Yeah, this is awesome to see right here. Numerous big players right here, folks, that usually we see up at the front are getting lapped here tonight at Bristol. Now making 7 laps, or 7 drivers, I should say, on the lead lap. Sacco is knocking them up and putting them down. 5 now on the lead lap. Wow, this is awesome, Morgan.
Crazy stuff that's happening here. I just saw the 99 peel off for pit road. Remember, he did not pit. He cannot make it to the end. It's going to take him out of contention here for the win tonight, as Lee has gapped by about a second MDW. It's half a second back to Johnson. But remember, your leader is 3.3 out front.
Yeah, 3.5 seconds now, the difference between Nicholas Sacco, the leader, and Matthew Lee, followed by MDW, Wood, Johnson, Bruce, and that's it. 5 trucks, a handful on the lead lap here in Bristol with 30 laps to go as they go back into the corner.
And Tristan Bruce may end up being the next guy to go 1 lap down, working his way at the start-finish line. Here comes the rest of them, and Ryan Johnson has caught MDW. Joshua Suss out there in the live chat said he thinks Tiny Horse sneaks up to the podium, and that's exactly where he is. Close the door, trying to get there. Wood goes up the hill. Tiny Horse will go to 3rd.
He got him right there, but look at this pack. 3 wide in front of him. Where are you going to go? You're going to go on the apron? They're door banging off the corner. Still 3 wide. Nowhere to go in front. Nowhere to go left. Nowhere to go right. Can he squeak through here? The 38 is going to get clear for just a moment, but there's still 2x2 in front of him.
And remember, they got lap traffic also in the way. Cofield is a lap down. So is Newton up ahead. Johnson now gets around MDW, who smacked the safer barrier. So did Maurer, another lap machine. Lap trucks, lead lap trucks, fight it out at the last great Coliseum with 25 to go next time by at the line.
Lap trucks are flooded all over the racetrack with 25 to go. Tiny Horse able to get up to 3rd, but he's got another about a 2 seconds that he's got to get to Matthew Lee to get to that 2nd spot. Nick Sacco is knocking him up and putting him down. Right on board with Tiny Horse. Right here in behind Matt Cherry, Adam Newton. Matt Lee riding up on the top side trying to find any grip he can to run down Nick Sacco with 25 to go. Now 24 to go.
Matching lap times with the leader right now, but it's not going to be enough. If you match him, you got to beat him, and that time he was 4/10 slower. Sacco is 5 seconds up the road. Johnson is 1 second behind the 44 machine as we battle on here. Last 25 at Bristol.
Under 25 to go. Nick Sacco was one of the original racers of NASRA when it was founded in the summer of 2020. The prodigal son returns, and in a big way. Sacco, 6-second lead over Lee as they go back to 1.
22 to go, and we'll go ahead and call it pretty much the 22 to go to 20 to go for the Premier Racing Setups. There you see it right there. If you need a setup, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. Enter the codes of either Nazra or Jake57. Get 15% off your entire order. And folks, if you want to race the setups that Nazra races, that the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. And Johnson's got some Premier Racing Setup speed behind him. He's coming after Matthew Lee for that second spot.
Ryan Johnson has caught Matthew Lee. This is the only battle within 2 seconds in your top 5, and it's not much of a battle right now. They're right beside each other. I thought he was going to clear him easily there through the corner, not able to do so. As one goes to the top, one goes to the bottom, and they speed over to Wes.
Gotta wonder if there's a little damage on the machine of Matthew Lee. A lot of contact several times off the safer barrier like a Darlington stripe here at Bristol. Matthew Lee, though, continuing to hold on to the bridesmaid spot, lurking, getting into his play, though, as Johnson reeling him in as they go back into turn 1.
I'm telling you, Johnson trying to figure out a way, find some kind of grip, not getting the dirty air. Both of them get up into the fence. Lee goes top. Johnson sends it. He was sideways trying to make it stick. Couple other drivers. Blanchard down a 3 wide, flips it once again.
Baby.
Big save. Oh, baby, this is why we love this race.
Oh, and Lee's in the outside wall. Big wiggle off the corner. Going to give the spot to the 38. Lee might fall back even further. That's probably heavy right front damage on the 44.
Lee's truck damaged, the tires possibly gone. Now he's got to get up and muster all his momentum back on the high horse again to run down Johnson. Johnson's got 5.5 seconds and 15 to go to get Sacco off turn 4.
And Nick Sacco, believe it or not, is actually running down the 5th place driver, that being Tristan Bruce. So good possibility we may end up having 4 drivers finish on the lead lap here tonight at Bristol, something we haven't seen in a long time here in Nazra. Sacco putting a whooping right now on the field here for the Premier Racing Setups 275 for the C.O.P.S Truck Series.
Let's peel back the layers one step further. Johnson on fresher tires. Sacco, you mentioned catching 5th position. That could slow him up just enough to maybe get that 38 machine back into the running. It's going to take something special, but we've seen special before.
When the leader goes back into corner number 1, and now he's on the back straightaway. 2nd place is now heading into turn number 1. So there's the interval now between 5 seconds between Sacco and Johnson. And there's the caution. The caution comes out. It changes everything. Yellow flag, under 20 laps to go, 11 to go for that matter. And this literally takes the entire momentum of the race gone for Nicholas Sacco.
I think Mac Jerry went around on that one. That is a game changer for this field. Oh my goodness, this race takes another turn right at the end.
Oh, baby.
Longest green flag run of the race, by the way, guys, before the 17th caution.
That was absolutely beautiful seeing all that racing. I would have loved to seen how that would have actually played out if Johnson would have been able to run down Nick Sacco. There you see Matt Cherry. Let's see what happened to the 54, see if it was a self-spin. And yeah, I mean, Morgan, you'd hate to end up self-spinning or end up getting caught up in a wreck and getting a damn EOL right here at the end of this thing. I mean, you've raced so long. Jurassic ends up getting him the 6th. Last season's champion, Jordan Jurassic, ends up sending Cherry around. You don't want to get an EOL and get kicked out right here at the end of it after you've raced all these laps.
The good news, if you do get kicked out, you're only going to finish in the 20th position. That's how many drivers are 11-plus laps down. So it's not the end of the world, but of course, you don't want to lose the spot you're in right now, but that's going to be an interesting decision for race control to make here about the 6 and 54 collision.
Well, it looks like, from what I'm seeing, it looks like Jordan Jurassic was given the EOL, so he will have to park it for this evening. Nick Sacco out front, Toddy Horse and Wood, they stayed out. Lee and others jumped down pit road. James Beard got the lucky dog. I got to tell you what, I got to catch a breath because I got a feeling we're going to be in for one hell of a finish, folks. Let's take one more quick commercial break. Bring you right back here at Bristol. Don't go anywhere. This is going to get good. Here we go, folks. Back at Bristol, Nick Sacco will lead them to the green. Johnson Wood right behind him. Matthew Lee, Tristan Bruce, and James Beard, the last driver on the lead lap as of right now. Sacco able to gas up. He leads coming off into 3.
Look at the fresh tires on the 44, already up to second. He's going to clear here off the corner. 1 spot in front of him with 6 laps to go. Can he get there?
Matthew David Lee, or he is right now, Matthew Lee moving down to the inside. Got to run on Sacco. New tires. This is the equivalent of bringing a knife to a gunfight as they bang doors. Sacco up the racetrack. Lee to the inside. They're stride for stride. Now he's in the wall. Lee to the lead in 3.
And Tristan Bruce is entering the conversation as well. Sacco gets kicked up to second, probably go back to third. Tristan Bruce on fresh tires as well. Sacco still trying to fight him off. Matthew Lee gasses up, coming this time, 3 to go. Lee's got the lead. Bruce trying to run him down.
The 44 was dead in the water just 10 laps ago. Now he's the leader of the race with fresh tires and driving away. What's going to take to keep the 44 out of victory lane for the 2nd week in a row?
And now Sacco up against the outside wall. He's free falling. Tires are gone on the 67. Matthew Lee in the lead. Bruce in second, but another caution coming out stops everything. Chris Blanchard, the main driver, into the turn to the wrong direction off of turn 4, causes overtime here at the Last Great Coliseum.
Oh, baby, Chris Blanchard right there. We'll see what happens to him. See if he might have got tagged right here by Stephen Thomas, or he end up going around. We'll see what happens to the night of Chris Blanchard. There's Wood. Wood snapped loose, trying to hold on to it, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, he just loses it on his own. There goes Blanchard. Thomas tried to figure out a way around him, couldn't do it, and here comes everybody else, piles in, trying to find a way around, locks it down. Some of them hit the inside wall, and Blanchard gets the EOL, so he's going to have to park it for the night.
We are quickly running out of trucks here tonight. 6 on the lead lap, make it 7 with the Lucky Dog. I believe there's 19 getting Lucky Dog right now, flashing by your screen. We're going to finish with under 10 trucks on the lead lap if we're able to finish these final 3 laps under green.
And I'm going to be honest with you guys. If I'm Nick Sacco, I'd come to pit road, right? I literally would come to the pits. We saw what happened, bringing everybody onto pit lane, and you were literally going bonkers, Morgan, saying, why aren't you pitting? Why aren't you doing this? Matthew Lee took advantage of this. Now, if you're one of these other guys, and I know it's a 2-lap shootout, but we saw how good the truck are with new tires, you might want to consider possibly having a chance to pit. You're only, going to be 7th position because everyone's a lap down behind you.
That's very, very smart. Morgan, you was calling that like crazy, sitting there wondering why in the world did they not jump down pit road and get tires. And I still don't think they have went down pit road. They must be really, they're running on faith at this point, Morgan. I just don't see it. These new tires right here is going to straight up eat them alive right here. And even Adam Newton right there, he gets that Lucky Dog. He's obviously going to go ahead and get him 4 fresh tires. Well, he's got to start at the back anyway, for getting the Lucky Dog and have to start at the back. But wouldn't these other guys, they need to go get some tires. They may have a shot at Liam Bruce and them.
The tire difference between 2nd and 3rd, how about 74 laps? How are you ever going to compete on 74-lap-old tires on a 2-lap shootout without clean air? You basically gift-wrapped a win and gave it to somebody else. Don't know who you gave it to quite yet. We're going to find out here in a handful of laps, but you gave it to somebody else.
And guys, remember, there's also another chance of overtime if need be, guys. And so you got to get that white flag. If you don't take the white flag, re-rack them, re-stack them, and we go again. Unlimited attempts there, Jacob Reeves, as we get ready to decide the final mile at Bristol.
Oh, this is going to get good, and see what happens. Lee, Bruce on those freshies. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Lee gasses up. Bruce on the top side. Sacco trying to battle with Johnson for the podium spot. James Beard up here in the mix as well, off 2.
The top 2 have already launched by half a second, and the old tires are stacking up the field. 3 wide off the corner. Is it going to work? It is, in fact, going to work, but not for any positions gained. The battle is on for the lead.
And it's
Bruce,
looking
white
good.
flag in
We'll
the
see
air.
what happens. We'll see what happens. Tristan Bruce tries to send it. One last ditch effort. Not able to pull it off. Lee gets sideways at the line. It's Matthew Lee. He wins tonight at Bristol. Bruce had one last shot, tried to make it stick. It didn't work. Tristan Bruce will come home second. Tiny Horse will come home third. Beard and Sacco, the top 5. James Beard started 41st in the field. He ends up finishing 4th, but the night belongs to that man right there, up 36 spots, Matthew Lee. 37 to the front, 44 gets it done here tonight at Bristol.
Now, you know, guys, we were talking about, obviously, Nicholas Sacco, another guy that's also been running a long time and was one of the original NASRA drivers, was also Matthew Lee from Clinton, Maine. Obviously, good to see him back, winning here at the last great Coliseum in overtime. Flawless restart, Morgan Cook, holding off the likes of, obviously, Tristan Bruce. Tristan, hold your head high. You got nothing to be ashamed about. What a solid run. Didn't have Pookie Sr. with him, Pookie Jr. with a good, solid podium. And Ryan Johnson coming back to finish with a top 3 finish. I think somebody in the chat was talking about him earlier. He gets a really good finish here at the race, too.
Yeah, your top 7 going to finish here on the lead lap. Crazy race tonight. Bunch of attrition. If you should finish that top 7, pat on the back. You earned this one.
Yeah, all the surviving that they did ended up paying off for them. There you see them race results here tonight. Matthew Lee ends up getting the win. Tristan Bruce gets second. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson finishes third. We'll talk to those drivers here in just a little bit. How about it for James Beard? We don't talk about him a whole lot here with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, but good on the 25. Started 41st and finishes with a top 5, finishes 4th here tonight. So good for James Beard. And also Nick Sacco right there. He will come home in 5th. Matthew David Wood comes home 6th. Adam Newton 7th. The last driver to finish on the lead lap. Rest of them 1 lap down or more, with Keith Bradley able to fire off and get an 8th spot here tonight. Jonathan Cofield 35th up to 9th. Nate Maurer will end up finishing in the 10th spot. To you, Morgan.
And 11th was Holden McGill. Matt Cherry comes home in 12th. Devin Painter in the 13th position. 14th will be Brandon Broadfoot. Luke Smith finishes 15th. Dustin Scruggs in the 16th spot. 17th belongs to Chris Blanchard. Oh, you moved it on me here. Oh my goodness gracious. 20th will be Jordan Jurassic.
Yeah, 21st will be Stephen Thomas. Ed Thomas, Ed Osborne will finish 22nd. Raul Meza 23rd. John Freeman in the race will be 24th. All these guys are multiple laps down or more, or even out of the race. Raul Meza 23rd. John Freeman, Jeff Sickles 25th. Thomas Cohick, Matthew Montgomery, Brian Chu right now, and of course, add also the drivers of Buzzy Mongold and Lucas Lyons, Jacob the top 30.
Jeff Merck, we saw him, maybe a questionable call, however you want to look at it out there on the live chat, but unfortunately ends up getting that EOL. He will finish 31st here this evening. Adam Newbert will end up finishing 32nd. Isaac Bevan started 3rd. He ends up finishing 33rd here tonight in the 27. Jose Luis Rivera 34th. Dane Hagan will get 35th. Hope Wigginton will get 36th. Cody Knott 37th. Kyle Hess 38th. David Flanagan will get 39th, and Michael Kostick will get 40th. Shane Trotter, Robbie Richards, Matthew Cummins, Keith Haiti, and Eric Zimmerman, the 45 drivers here tonight at Bristol. TJ Moore, your race director. Well, folks, we're going to round up these podium finishers, have a little talk with them, and get ready for next week. Matt Lee wins here tonight at Bristol. Don't go anywhere. You've been watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Smurf's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here at Bristol, and we have got your race winner for the evening. Matthew Lee gets it done here tonight, 37th up to first. Matt, congratulations on the win. Tell us about your race, bud.
Yeah, spent a lot of the race just taking care of that first set of tires and staying out of trouble. Got really fortunate with one of those cautions there when I took my first set of tires. I had a gallon of gas left, and I was getting nervous that we were actually going to go green there. Soccer got by me. He drove off there a little bit, and I just kind of let him go, and I couldn't really run with him on the long run, and that's why I think Ryan caught me there as well, and they were just really good on the long run. But thanks to Nick for lapping as many guys as he did, because it made it real easy to come through the field there with only 5 of us on the lead lap.
Morgan.
Yeah, we saw you kind of slide back a little bit. You mentioned that long run not working in your favor. When that caution came out, was there any thought of staying out, or was it immediately get those 4 fresh tires and go to the front?
No, it was get the fresh tires. I mean, that's what we pulled the strategy for, was saving that first set as long as we could. You hope to get in that situation where you've just got an absurd advantage on the tire versus everyone else who's out.
Matthew, I think this is the first time we've seen the name pop up for the Truck Series on Friday night, besides what I saw when you ran in the NASRA 500. But you were, as I said, like you and Nick Saka, one of the original racers back in the day. What's your take of NASRA, where it was 5 years ago and where it's at today in 2025, and what makes you continue to run with them?
Wesley, it's absolutely absurd to see how many people there are now here. I remember just, being 15, 20 of us back in the day. So it's cool to see what you guys have grown into. Always love your voice with it. Yeah, it's fun to just come back and, it feels like a whole different atmosphere now.
Well, Matthew Lee comes home with Bristol here tonight. Oh, by the way, back to back. Won Talladega last week, wins Bristol here this week. Matt, congratulations on the win. Appreciate your time. And before I let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout outs you want to thank?
Yeah, just Brady for putting this on. It was a fun race. You guys doing the broadcast. I know it's a long one up there at Bristol. Blanchard's towing. That's about it.
Well, Matt Lee gets the win here tonight, buddy. Appreciate your time. Congratulations on that. See if you can go for the old hat trick. Get 3 of them next week at Rockingham. We'll see you there, bud.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That was Matthew Lee comes home with the win here tonight. Now we'll go to our second place finisher, Tristan Bruce. Tristan, buddy, you come home second after all the chaos here tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, for me, it was a really good race. I didn't fall outside the top 5 at all tonight, so I had a really strong truck. There's only one accident I had to avoid, and it was actually a pretty big one, so I got lucky to squeeze through that, but it was all about keeping your nose clean and keeping the track position up front. I took my first set around just after 100 or so with most of the field when they took their first set. And then I saved my second set a little longer. I figured we were going to finish the race green there, and I was going to, ride in 5th, and I was pretty content there, just happy with staying out of trouble all night and getting a top 5. And then, luckily, my teammate Drastic put a yellow out with about 12 to go or so, and I had that last set land. So that's what really helped me. And like Matthew said, thanks to Nick for lapping all those cars, because I was the last car on the lead lap when that caution came out, so it made it very easy on that little last run to get up to second with the fresh tires. But yeah, all in all, for me, it was a really good race, and congrats to my teammate Matthew T. Lee. That's back-to-back 1-2 finishes for both of us on Fridays.
Morgan.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So you mentioned second place the second week in a row. You had that last restart with your teammate on the front row with you. Anything you could have done different? Any communication between you two to try and flip the order from last week?
No, not really. Just trying to get the jump when he did is what's most important on that last restart. I just lagged a little bit, lagged back there. And I drove my ass off trying to get there on that last 2 laps or so. But out of 4, I was on his bumper. Maybe another lap I would have got him. But just overall, really proud of what me and Matt can do for Catch Fence Motorsports.
Awesome. Wes?
Hey, Tristan, I got to ask you this question, dude. How frantic was it or how panicked was it holding that steering wheel when we got to the latter stages of the race and you're fighting with Lee and then you're getting 3 wide and there's lap traffic all around you? How intense was it?
Yeah, it's pretty intense because, in the back of your mind, for most of us, I think, is don't wreck the thing, don't cause a wreck, or you're getting DQ'd for the night. So it was just keeping that wheel straight as you can, keeping that nose clean, like I said. It was pretty fun getting drive through the traffic and the lap cars because we don't get to do that too often. So that was just another challenge that added to the race, but it was very enjoyable for me.
Well, Tristan Bruce comes home second here tonight, up 5 spots from where he started. Led a couple laps here this evening. Tristan, congratulations on that second place finish. And before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout outs you want to thank?
Yeah, I need to thank Charlotte Fence Builders. If any of you guys need a fence around your property, house, business, or whatnot, and in the Charlotte area, give 704-48-FENCE a call. Speak with Miss Jennifer. Tell her Tristan sent you, and you get a pretty nice discount on a fence around your property. Need to thank all my family for watching like they do every week consistently. I like to put on a show for them like I do every week, so that's nice. Thank you guys in the broadcast. I'm going to go back and enjoy this one. Always do. Always enjoy watching y'all, listening to y'all, and watching the races. Thank you to Brady for everything he does with Nazra and Cody. Like I said on Wednesday, I'm pretty committed to Nazra, so I hope to be here for a while. Yeah, we'll be back. And I won Rockingham last season, so I should be pretty strong next Friday.
We'll see what happens out of that. Oh, T. Bruce, Tristan Bruce comes home second here tonight, buddy. Appreciate your time. We'll see you at Rockingham.
Thank you, guys.
That was Tristan Bruce. Now we'll go to the third place finisher, Ryan or Ruan Johnson, whichever one we want to call it at this point. His name's Ruan Johnson in Discord, and Ryan, I would ask how your race was. I think we all kind of had an idea of what it was. So, one other question might tie into it. What do you think about this whole deal with this, one screw up with an EOL or a self-spin and you're out? What do you think about this whole rule? Is it a good thing?
Well, hell, it benefited me tonight. I kind of like it. We didn't screw up tonight, but I know there'd be some point in the season if we kept this that I'd screw up. And it sucks, but I get what they're trying to do, trying to clean up the racing a bit. Man, we got a lot of cars and drivers entered this season, and it's going to cause some chaos here and there. I don't know. I don't mind it. I run other leagues where you only get 2 strikes, and even that has worked pretty well. But I don't know. Towards the end there, once we had how many cautions I think in the first 2 stages. It did seem to clean up. We got some really long green flag runs there, it felt like, and that was actually a lot of fun having to battle the lap cars and trying to battle for position at the same time. It made it really, really interesting tonight.
So you led a good chunk of the beginning of this race. You were up there with Wood, kind of battling it out there, and then as soon as you took tires the first time, you ended up getting caught up in the biggest crash of the day, the absolute parking lot there into turn 2. Turn 3. At that point in time, let's just talk about the mindset a little bit. Are you thinking day's over, or are you thinking we still got a shot at this for a podium?
I didn't know until I came down pit road. I was mad at the time. Who wouldn't be? Once I got down pit road and I saw I only had it was about a minute and a half of damage. I was like, well, it's not as bad as I thought it might be, especially being at the front of that crash. But we were able to fix it. It took a damn near like 7 cautions or something to fix it because you could only do 20 or so seconds at a time fixing damage. But man, it was so much fun battling MDW up there for a while. Like the first half of the race, we were just going back and forth, and I wasn't gonna let him have it, and he kept trying. but man, that's the dangers of pitting and getting back in the pack. And I mean, stuff happens, and it happens so fast. It make or break your day. But man, I'm thrilled to come out of here with a P3 after all that.
Yeah,
Ryan, Ryan, if you had to go back and do it again, would you have pitted whenever we saw the caution come out before the overtime? I mean, did that really, really kind of change everything by seeing a lot of these front runners not pit? And obviously, we saw what happened to Nick Sacco at the finish of the race also.
No, I was out of tires already. Fortunately and unfortunately, I took my last set before that last long green flag run we had. Because I was hoping we would go green at the end because that was going to be my best bet. I worked my way up to second, but yeah, I ran out of tires because as soon as I got my first set, that wreck happened, and then I was riding around on that set trying to fix this hunk of junk for the longest time. But yeah, nothing really I could do there. I mean, I tried to get around Nick because I knew we were on pretty much the same tires and just trying to stay as close as I could, try and get third, and we got that, so we'll take it.
Well, Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson comes home third here tonight after all kinds of chaos, which usually happens at Bristol. Ryan, congratulations on that. Appreciate your time. And before I let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout-outs you want to thank?
Yeah, just Brady and everyone, all the admins at Nazra putting this league on. You guys up in the booth for broadcasting, Josh Suss and Blue Lights for our team this season, my teammates, Merce Magical Creations, Concerns with Police Survivors, Starbase 1552 Comics, Florida Cabinet Distributors for being on the truck this season, Cofield Asphalt, Cofield Supply, and all the drivers for an actually pretty fun race, even though it seemed like we had a little too many cautions, but you'll have that sometimes. So I just gotta, thank everyone for tuning in, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks because I will not be here next week, which really sucks because I love Rockingham.
Well, maybe we can get with the admins and maybe push it back a week. Give us a week off. Why not? Let's see what happens. Anyway, Ryan, buddy, appreciate your time, and we'll see you in 2 weeks when we go. We'll go to that road course. I hate Watkins Glen, but we'll see you there, bud.
Thanks, buddy.
That was Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. Morgan Cook, final thoughts on Bristol here tonight, baby.
A lot of bent sheet metal, a lot of upset drivers, upset chat as well. A couple happy drivers that they had tires right at the end. All in all, that's Bristol, baby.
Seems like it. Wesley Outland, buddy, your final thoughts here tonight.
Well, first off, I want to say thanks to the boss, Brady LaBeouf, for letting me come in and join you guys. Morgan Cook, a privilege, pleasure to be able to work with you for the first time. Hopefully we do it again in the future. Jacob, you always know what I feel about you, my friend. What a great time. What a fun time. A wild race. Got down to the end. Strategy. Who saved tires? Who didn't? And obviously, we saw the end result. Congrats to Matthew Lee, the winner. Rockingham should be fun. And obviously, the road course that Jacob hates, Watkins Glen, that'll be a wild card to determine who's going to go to the playoffs or not. And I'll see you guys down the road.
Absolutely, buddy. Dean, you got any final thoughts, buddy? I pretty much summed it up. All I hear is no. That's it. So I guess he's ready to rock and roll.
He wants something more than sardines for a stack right now, Jacob. He wants to get off the air so we can eat.
Makes sense. Well, the boy ended kind of quickly right here, folks. I mean, great race. Love Bristol. It was cleaned up. Love the new rule. That's pretty much all I got. Thanks to all the sponsors. Obviously, thanks to Premier Racing Setups for the title sponsor, and obviously C.O.P.S for everything that they do. Shout out to the drivers for everything that they do, and each one of you, the fans, for tuning in. Every single night of the week, or to watch some of the best racing here on Nazra. Obviously, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott for letting us be ourselves. For the Australian Dean Hopton Bengals, for Morgan Cook, and also for Wesley Outlet. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. And we're going all the way up in Wesley's County up there, Wesley's Country up there, North Carolina, baby, Rockingham. It's going to be a good one next Friday night. It will be an absolute blast. Cannot wait. You do not want to miss it. 9 p.m. Eastern Time and live and only on the Nazra 360 Racing Network.